I saw on CoffeeZilla. Because, you know,
Oh yeah,
there's always a
the
scam. Like that there's like this group of people that are on YouTube that just, that's all they do. They steal from people, like each other, businesses, customers, viewers, governments. Like there's just no end to it, really. Like they're always gonna steal from people. That's what it
yeah.
seems
What was
like.
this one? It was a merchandise thing, right? Some guy that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
in
it's a
charge of
merchandise thing, and then the
merchandising.
guy likes to fuck little kids as well.
Yeah, very egalitarian though. He was hitting on young boys and young girls, so
Oh,
good for him.
yay! That's awesome. That makes me feel better about it. Yeah, no, that makes everything cool.
That guy's just a complete fucking degenerate, dude.
Right? Yeah, it's just so fucking sad. Well, and the really sad thing is, you know, like
That guy's just a
nobody
complete
stops them.
fucking degenerate, dude.
Right? Yeah, it's just so fucking.
Yeah, it's odd. Yeah, and it's just fucking greed, man. Because again, he'd be making a shitload of money, uh, legitimately, right?
Yeah, there's
But
absolutely no
instead, he's
reason.
like,
Yeah, he's spending so
yeah,
much money that he doesn't have, and he could be making really good money, more than enough that most people would say he's wildly successful in his life. You know,
yeah,
like
he
he'd
could
never
be
have to worry
fucking
about
millions.
paying for a place to live or for food to eat or for, like, you know, medical care for his family. They'd probably be able to go on extravagant vacations to, like, Hawaii and shit. If he just didn't, you know, blow all the money on hookers and trying to fuck little kids, you know.
Yeah,
No, not little
constantly
kids.
trying
To
to
be
get
fair, he's
it.
trying to fuck 16-year-olds, but that's still kids to me. Like, I don't know. If like, maybe just because I'm 43, it just doesn't feel like there's that big a difference. You know? Like, but I know there
Yeah,
is a big difference between, like, a 5-year-old and a 16-year-old, like, mentally at the very least. So, he
right,
is trying to
right.
bang, like, high school kids, but it's like, it's still kids. I don't know. It's just so gross.
Yeah, it's creepy, dude, for
Of course,
sure.
when does that line stop being gross, right? Like there's tolerable, like okay, the person's 18, they get to make their own choices, they want to do whatever they want to do. Fine, I have to tolerate that. But like if it's a 40-year-old and an 18-year-old, that's still gross, right? Like
Yeah,
that doesn't
yeah.
make it any better. That's still creepy and gross and not right to me. Like I don't feel like that one little year difference makes anything okay. You know,
Mm,
like,
no, yeah, no. It's definitely anytime there's an age gap of fucking, I don't know,
I
anything over
think
like
I'm
10 years.
fine with an age gap after the age of 25. I don't really care after that.
Yeah, it was actually the number that was in my head. I'm like, yeah, the chick's at least 25 or whatever is at least
Or the dude,
25.
yeah, dude or the chick, whoever
Yeah,
is 25. I feel like they've had enough lifetime to have an idea of what's going on, whether or not they're being used. Like they can genuinely be expected to be able to know the difference and that they're
yeah,
making an
yeah,
active, reasonable choice. And I'm sure, like, there's outliers. Like, I'm sure there's not all, you know, 17-year-olds are created equal, and some of them are fully aware of whatever. Like, because I know that argument always gets out there, and I just don't care. Like,
yeah, yeah.
it doesn't matter to me if they're, like, better or smarter than the other kids, and they know better. No, it's still gross. Like, still bad.
Yeah, yeah. It's still, yeah. Even a 25-year-old with like an 80-year-old is weird, obviously, but whatever.
But at
It's
that
not,
point, I
yeah,
don't
it's
feel
not,
gross about it. Like I don't feel like bad about it. I'm like, yeah,
yeah,
but the 25-year-old fucking knows that they're getting used for fucking. You
yeah,
know,
they
like
should know what they're getting into, yeah.
yeah,
They
they
know what they're doing.
understand that this guy doesn't like them, and they're just there because they're willing to have sex with that person for the money that that person's
Yeah,
willing to give them. Like
yeah.
we all
Guy's
understand
rich
that.
and or famous. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I just thought that was interesting because it doesn't usually be a thing that I think of, but like I like how all the people are like tentatively coming out to like fucking trash him. Like even though there's all these like more and more allegations are popping up unconnected to each other. Like it's not, you know, It's not just one person making a bunch of different like accusations. It's totally random people from all sorts of different areas of his life making these accusations. So it's
Yeah.
pretty impossible that it would be fake at this point. Like it's just not like the likeliness of it being fake at this point is what, like
Highly
less than a
unlikely.
percentage chance. It's so low that it's just like nah, it's true.
Yeah. Yeah. He basically just wants to fuck whatever human being happens to be around him. It
Yeah,
seems
yeah,
like.
oh yeah. It's clear that like it isn't specific to underage kids. Like he's happy to fucking rape a 25-year-old or a 30-year-old, like whatever he can get high in a bathroom. Apparently, for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah. That was the weird one, dude. I'm like, what the fuck? You're everybody
I
is
want you
saying
after
you're
you
fucking
freshly eliminated waste.
following.
That's sexy. Eliminate
Yeah.
that waste. You know?
Yeah, like getting them drunk or stoned or both, and then like, oh, you got to go to the bathroom. Well, let me come along with you. Like, what the
Let me
fuck,
hold
dude?
your dick while you pee there, young Captain Boyo or whatever. I don't know what fucking what you call it, dude. When you're doing that, I have no idea.
Yeah, it's a bit foreign to me as well. Whatever it is, it's fucking weird.
Yeah, that would be so weird. I like the. Here's the thing that's odd to me because like number one, I would never be in any of those situations because I fucking don't trust people. And some creepy older guy wants to give me like $5,000 to go to a party somewhere. I'm gonna be like, yeah, you want a hooker? I'm not stupid. No. Like I'm not gonna go fuck you for $5,000 in some random place. No, that's not how that works. Like I can understand if it was like a thing where you all worked with this person and they were like, hey, I'm gonna foot the bill for you to join us on a vacation, and there's a whole bunch of people from work going. Like, yeah, all right, they're subtly making sure that everybody goes to have like a vacation from work together. It's like a bonding thing or something. I wouldn't be suspicious of that. I would be like, oh, okay, that's just like a work thing. Because some of the really successful companies do that kind of shit. Like they'll go have like like a weekend together or something, and have everybody go out and have dinners together or lunches and stuff. That's totally normal. But man, like I'd have to be pretty stupid to believe some of the things that these people that went with him did. And also, like he can walk to the bathroom door all he fucking wants. Like you're not coming to the bathroom with me, dude. Like this is just not gonna fucking happen.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how he got in there with these other people because they must be a lot more lenient than I am because. Like the minute it got beyond just a very polite, like, no, you're not coming in here with me. I'm going to go pee or shit, and I don't want your company.
Yeah, that is
more than
very
it got
odd
beyond
one.
that. There's going to be an unconscious him on the ground outside the bathroom, waiting for me to come wake him back up when I'm done. Like,
Right.
it's like would never get that far. Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
that one I was like, what the fuck? How do you not just be like, dude, I'm coming here because I've really got to piss. You fed me a bunch of alcohol.
Yeah.
So I really have to fucking piss. So get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, I don't understand how that works. Like people get manipulated into doing that kind of stuff, and it's just like I just say no because no is such an easy word to say.
Right. Like I said, if you fucking somebody's offering to pay you $5,000 to fly you out somewhere, yeah, you probably should know that it's not. He just really likes you as a person. You know what I mean? It should be kind of obvious going on.
Yeah,
no, you're such an amazing person to just hang out with.
Unless it's you and several other people from a group together, and there's a reason he's doing it, like he kind of owes it to you anyway, sort of thing. Like the company you work for just made a whole bunch of fucking money on merchandise for Mr. Beast,
Right. But yeah, the fact that he's offering that much money just for you to fly out, like, no, just you. And they're like, oh, okay, nothing suspicious there.
You know who I really feel bad for, though? Is the fucking fans that he was pressuring for, like, naked pics and shit, like the 16-year-old girl he was trying to text. Because, like, here she is, like, a big fan of whatever one of those scumbag fucking YouTubers. I think they're all a bunch of fucking fakes at this point. I don't buy that any of them are good people, Mr. Beast included. I think he's a fucking phony as well.
Yeah.
But like,
He
you
at least
know,
does some good out there, but
suddenly you get
still.
this opportunity to interact with one of the people behind the curtain. You know, of somebody you're super like enamored with, like you're really a big fan of, and they just start trying to make you give them sex and pictures of yourself naked and shit. Like that's just such a fucking burn. You know?
Yeah, it's pretty fucking gross, dude.
Oh man. Oh, so I had fun. I got to have the whole week of work off, thankfully.
Nice.
They couldn't accommodate my medical needs, which is good because the doctor was barely competent. So like I kind of feel like I probably should have had another couple of weeks off, but I think I'm all right with
Right.
like walking enough that I can probably do my job. Maybe kind of. I don't know that I'm gonna do any fucking room checks for a couple of weeks, honestly, but like. Everybody just kind of hangs out at the house, so it's not really anything to worry about. All the guys just hang out; they don't run off.
Yeah.
Like
Well, it's
they're
just your
happy
fat
to be where they
arthritis,
are.
dude.
So
It's just your fat arthritis, dude. So just shake it off,
yeah, that's the part I love. It was like, yeah, okay, my knees are arthritic. I don't doubt it. They've never had arthritis pain in my knees before. Like it's never been a problem.
Yeah, and it's oddly enough, happened right after I fucking slipped and fell awkwardly and twisted them.
Yeah,
But yeah,
twisted the
it's
shit
like
out of
fat
my
arthritis.
knees.
Yeah, like what the fuck, dude? How you're? Yeah, it's
My
amazing how
favorite part
incompetent
was,
some doctors.
despite telling her 3 times, I'm off work tonight. You don't have to write anything. They're not gonna call me in whether you say I'm able to or not because I'm not scheduled for tonight. Like it's just not gonna happen.
Right.
And her like, oh no, don't worry, I'll write you off tonight. You won't have to work tonight. No, I know, because I'm not scheduled to, and it doesn't matter what you say. It would never happen anyway. There's no reason to tell them to give me the night off. Oh yeah,
Dude,
no, I got it. I'll write it down. I'll make sure they don't make you work tonight. You'll get tonight off. You take some extra time there. Okay, I try a third time and it's the same fucking thing, and it's just like you're clearly not listening to me. Like there's no reason for me to be talking.
Dude,
So I
find
fucking
fascinating.
destroyed her on the review.
Nice.
You get to like
Yeah,
leave a review and stuff, and I left very specific things that they could look and confirm with what was written down.
Right.
Yeah, like I put down like doctor did not appear to be listening to anything I had to say whatsoever. This is represented by the 3 times I pointed out that I didn't need the night off because I already had it scheduled off, so it wouldn't make a difference. And the doctor continued to write it down anyway. So I put that. Hopefully, this has some repercussions for her. I doubt it. I doubt they give a shit.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna do a goddamn thing. But yeah, I mean, that doctor actually somehow managed to get through fucking like medical school and shit, right? Like that's not an easy thing to do.
How many people's lives have been fucked up because of that person and their incompetence?
Yeah, their just inability to fucking hear what people are fucking saying to them, dude. Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
I walked in here. I knew it was fat arthritis before he even opened his fat arthritis mouth.
Yep, exactly. It was they saw the weight on the chart. They saw the arthritis in the chart and said it has to be that. There's nothing else it could be.
Mm.
And that's the part that bothers me is it's like
Yeah. Yeah, it's seriously like what are they thinking? They're like, no, it's just a coincidence that he that arthritis pain is going to flare up right then anyway.
I think they think I'm lying to try to get like pain meds or something. I don't know. I genuinely think they've at some point marched me down, and I've tried to get my files, but I don't think I've gotten the entire files. But I'm pretty sure they've marked me down as like a med seeker.
Yeah, drug seeking behavior or whatever.
Yeah, like as a med seeker because I tried to get prescription for what was it? The Xanax. When I started having the tinnitus really bad because it makes my tinnitus quieter.
Right.
But the irony is like I fucking hated taking it. So, like, I don't know why they thought, like, this was some sort of, like, boy, I want them drugs. You know, like, it was just, like, it makes my life more tolerable, even though I hate taking it, but it's just barely more tolerable than if I don't. You know what I mean? It was just like, oh, it was, yeah. I think in the long run, I'm probably better off that I didn't end up taking it, but it's just like, it would have been a lot easier for me to adjust over the course of the couple of years had I had the Xanax prescription. Because I would have been able to sleep more and I would have been able to, like, function more as a human being. But my God, I think after that they were just like, no, he wants drugs. You know, like I have the broken back and stuff, and I was like, I need some sort of pain, like help with the pain, and they're like, go to this class where they'll teach you how to do some stretches. And I'm like, all right, I went to the class, fucking nothing happened, nothing changed. Because it's, you know, broken bones and you can't stretch it out. Like that's not gonna go away just because you bend a certain direction.
Yeah.
And then they wanted me to go again, and I'm just like, fuck you.
Yeah. Like, what do you think's going to happen? Yeah,
the second time's gonna get me all clued in. The first time I just wasn't paying close enough attention.
Like, yeah, I know it would be great if it was just as simple as me doing a few stretches.
Oh, I'd be so fucking down. Fantastic. If all I had to do was get up in the morning and do like a couple of fucking stretches for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes or an hour even. Mm-hmm. Fucking, yeah. I'm in. If it, especially if it'd been like early on when I'd still in better shape and I would get out dancing and walking and hiking and stuff all the time. I'd have been fucking in. You know, that would have been perfect. Like, I did go to the class. I did try the things they wanted me to do, and it didn't do anything. Not surprisingly. Yeah. Like, because there was another one about, like, exercises you can do to, like, strengthen your back, and I did all that as well. You know, like, the two, you know, like, I tried multiple times with these people and got nothing out of them. And it's like, I don't even think I need, like, what do you call it? The fentanyl or the OxyContin. I think, like, a, you know, Vicodin or Percocet or something would probably be more than enough, like, of a pain level difference for me to be able to deal with it. You know what I mean? No. So I'm not even looking for, I mean, I don't know if those would work, if those are, you know, because I don't know what pain meds work for what kind of shit. I'm not that versed in it. But I know that fentanyl and OxyContin are like the big ones that everybody wants on the street. Like they're the ones.
Those are mainly, well, fentanyl's different, but I mean OxyContin is just Percocet, like a time release Percocet. It's just more of it. You know what I mean? Yeah, like it's not a different kind of medication.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you got an Oxy 80
I feel like I would know this if I was a junkie.
Yeah. No, I got all your, anything you want to know, man. I'm pretty well versed. But yeah, like a normal Percocet is like maybe 5 to 10 milligrams with whatever Tylenol or whatever else they put in with it.
Yeah.
But like, and even OxyContin, there's different. Like, I don't even think they make them anymore. But basically, they were anywhere from like 10 milligrams to like 80 milligrams. But it would be like a time release thing. And obviously, junkies, we don't fucking, you know, we chew them up or do whatever to avoid the time release shit so it hits faster. But yeah, it's just a time release Percocet, dude, without the Tylenol. Yeah, it just doesn't have the Tylenol and all that shit in there, whatever, acetaminophen or whatever else they put in with those things. It's usually acetaminophen. Usually
it's acetaminophen, like, but you could call it Tylenol, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, okay. I never knew that. That's interesting to me.
Yeah, like fentanyl's different. That's some crazy potent shit. But yeah, OxyContin is just, again, time release Percocet without the Tylenol.
Interesting. All right.
So there's a slight difference between like Vicodin and Percocet. Percocet's a little more potent. And then fentanyl's obviously fucking off the charts. I never used fentanyl. I didn't hear about fentanyl until I went to rehab. But yeah, that shit's measured in like in micrograms instead of milligrams. Like it's super potent, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, the guys that would get the patches that you're supposed to put on your skin, and they would just bust the patches open and eat the fucking gel.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Yeah, which again sounds insane to anybody who's not a junkie. You're like, yeah, no, you got to do what you got to do. I understand that mindset.
Yeah.
I mean, I have understood that mindset, I should say. I remember.
You know
I
what?
would have been.
When I was first dealing with the tinnitus, I could understand that sort of mindset just from like how desperate I was. If there was anything I could have done to alleviate that, I would have done it. So I would assume that addiction is a similar level of um, like trouble dealing with. You know what I mean? Like I can see that would be like a similar level of like difficulty of dealing with the situation, like how bad it is.
Yeah, yeah, you'll do whatever to. Well, it's avoiding withdrawal at that point. Really, is the main thing you're trying to avoid. Once you're hooked in,
Yep, exactly,
the
exactly. So I'm
pain doesn't
assuming the
matter.
withdrawal is on a similar scale of difficulty, like handling as that. Like it's really not fun.
Yeah, it's the worst thing ever, dude. It's it's about 5 times worse than the worst flu you've ever had, dude. Yeah, it's fucking horrible. You really want to die. Like dying really does seem like a better option than suffering for fucking, a week basically. It's basically a week of the worst flu, and then the next, 2 weeks is like a still pretty bad flu. Still worse than the worst flu, but it's not as bad as the first week or so. And you can't sleep. You know what I mean? Your whole body's fucking aching. You're nauseous. You're fucking shaking. Yeah, it's horrible, dude. Like I said, I'm not being hyperbolic when I say death seems like it's like, why are you putting yourself through this? Just die.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it's very believable. No, I mean, like, cause I've seen the people I work with, the clients and stuff, who are not they're not dealing with like pills, they're dealing with like meth and shit like that, and it's like,
Right,
oh,
right.
that's pretty fucking miserable, and they keep going back, like it's confusing. It's like why would
Yeah, and that's
you?
a little different. Like I understand, like the crash is pretty severe, but I don't think the withdrawal is nearly as bad. It seems like it's more mental after the first, I don't know, few days. But apparently, it's like incredibly difficult. Like you still get the cravings, like way after the fact, like months down the road, years down the road. I've never used
Wow.
meth, so I don't know. But yeah, apparently that whatever that craving is, dude, is fucking vicious.
Yeah, it seems rough, man. Like I don't.
Yeah, that's it can fuck you up permanently, dude. Um, Meth-induced psychosis, where you're fucking hearing voices and you haven't done
Yeah.
shit in years, and your head's
Most
just
of the
fucked, dude.
clients I work with are probably suffering from some variation on meth-induced focus, like breaks.
Mm-mm.
Like it's not a case of it just magically they had one day and it was bad. It's more a case of like no, they were
Yeah, they're
doing
stuck that way.
hard drugs and it eventually fucked them in the head. You know, like
Yeah,
it was gonna happen sooner or later anyway. So there's no real surprise that that's what occurred.
yeah. Well, it's a pretty fucking dirty drug too, man. Like the shit they used to make it is.
Oh god, yeah. Like you make it in like a fucking purse, right? Like you like fill up like a bunch of chemicals in a fucking water bottle, shake it up real good, and walk around and let it cook all day. And you got like a real
Yeah, it's
shitty
fucking.
version of meth. Like it's not good for you. It's fucking terrible for you. But I'm just saying, like
Yeah, yeah. It's fucking. It's just a dirty drug. That's why I'm glad I like. First of all, saw people on it, and then I fucking found out about the manufacturing process, and I'm like, I'm never doing that ever. There's no fucking way I'm putting that in my body.
Yeah, that's one of those ones I've never had any interest in it, and I've always been like genuinely a little concerned about why anybody would want to put it in them. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
how
actually,
could anybody want that? Like it just seems so gnarly.
yeah, it's pretty fucking gross, dude. But I assume they're like, no, it's like drinking 20 cups of coffee, man. It's great. Like, okay, I guess it's like that.
You
Like, I'm
know,
good.
having
I'm okay with my energy levels where they're at.
having seen the people do it and seeing what it's like for them being on it and how they're like just miserably fucking spun out of their fucking minds and like paranoid and shaky and all kinds of fucked up. Um,
Yeah,
like
yeah, and you get to that point, ugh.
you gotta wonder, like you're watching them, you're like, does that feel good? Like, how does that not make you less happy than not doing the drug? Like, how are you making yourself keep doing that? Like, because it seems so miserable. Like, you gotta
Yeah.
wonder.
Although it's, yeah, the brain forgets. The brain starts to only remember the good parts. You
The
know what I
good
mean?
parts, yeah.
Yeah. They don't remember they don't remind you the part of your brain, because again, there's always part of your brain that's going to want to fucking get you back to getting high or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
they're not reminding you of the withdrawal. It's reminding you of the fucking, hey, remember how fucking great that high felt?
yep.
Wasn't that awesome? And yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
you
it
only
felt
have, yeah,
great.
it's only a few weeks. It's only a few weeks of misery if you have to stop again. What about all those months and years of fucking being high?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
it's a
great.
fucking dude. It's just fucking, yeah, it's insane how your mind can fucking just make you forget all that fucked up shit.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? People give money to streamers to fucking have their name written on a board in the background of a fucking stream for a day. Like real money.
Uh, uh, yeah. I was watching one of the videos from the actual Justice Warrior. He was doing one about, I guess, David Pacman has. You know who David Pacman is?
Yeah, he's like a weird, creepy. He tried to pretend he was a conservative first, and then that didn't really
Yeah, quite obviously
work.
wasn't. Yeah, dude, he sucks. He's so uninteresting. He's so fucking boring. But yet he has a show and seems to be doing fairly well. And I'm like, he has to be like a plant. Like he has to be like a fucking CIA fucking asset or something.
You
Because
would
he's so
think.
fucking boring. Yeah, I just remember because they had yeah, I don't know if he still has a sidekick or whatever, but it was back when Crowder and Not Gay Jared were working together still. So that long ago, quite a while ago. But I'm like, these guys are like the left wing version of Crowder and Not Gay Jared, but with no talent and no charisma.
And they're
I'm
boring.
like, yeah, no, dude, it's insane how boring they are. I don't understand why anybody fucking like watches them or listens to them, dude. They fucking suck. Like even people I disagree with, I'm like, okay, I can kind of charismatic or fucking, whatever. But with them, I'm like, they're so uninteresting. They're so fucking. There's no passion. There's no fucking. Yeah, it's just. Ugh, I don't know. I guess it angers me. I'm like, how the fuck does this guy have a career at all in this?
Yeah, very questionable.
Yeah. So I've got to think either he's got like family connections or
You know, it's always
again.
possible.
But yeah, he was putting out some bullshit about the crime stats and fucking. Yeah, it's kind of like the what do you call it? How the inflation shit works. He's like, well, last year was 10%, and this year it's 5%. So he's cut it in half, and they're like, no, it's still 5% more than last year, so it's still bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's year over year. It's compared to the year before.
Yeah.
It's not like an overall thing. But he's like reporting it like 5% means it's half as much as inflation, and it just means like no, now it's only going up at 5% instead of 10%. Yeah, or whatever it was last year. It's still 5% worse than that 10% from last year. But yeah,
Good
so
lord.
it's just a disingenuous, fucking uninteresting. Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't have a huge audience, so however he's managing to make a living, I feel like he's getting some kind of fucking kickbacks from
Oh
some
yeah.
establishment.
Like what was it? The one with chunk yogurt. I forget what his real name
Oh
was.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It
Um,
doesn't matter.
yeah, this is what I feel about it. I'm like, I don't really remember what his name is, and it's funnier to call him chunk yogurt.
Yeah,
But like that dude, clearly, uh,
clearly sold
he
out.
was getting a bunch of money from like the Al Jazeera or whatever. Like he was getting terrorist money, like to
Oh yeah, dude.
support
Yeah,
him. So
yeah,
I mean, like, it's
yeah. Because the Buzz views and shit went way down when people figured out he was, mostly full of shit. So he's like, "All right, pay me. I'll say fucking whatever."
yeah, exactly. So it was kind of like, this is clearly some weird sneaky shit going on in the background kind of stuff.
Yeah, but no, they were the main um, contributors or whatever, or sponsors of the show. You're like, yeah, okay, nothing suspicious about that. And your current fucking alleged opinions.
Yep, nothing weird about that, not at all.
Yeah. Well, at least with him, you can see like, okay, he can be pretty entertaining, at the top or whatever.
Yeah,
So at least he's not boring, I guess, like fucking Pac-Man. So that's something, I guess.
yeah,
Did you ever do the staff enchanting thing in Skyrim with the guy on Solstheim?
yeah, yeah. You get to make like it was like a special thing for making like magical staffs or something.
Yeah, yeah. I've never actually done it. Like I'm buying up all these unenchanted staffs, and I'm like, I never actually fucking make anything with them. Like, why the fuck am I buying these things?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because yeah, all it takes generally is the staff and a heartstone. I think like that's all it takes to make them.
But like, I think you just sell them for something because they were really weak weapons. Like they weren't
Oh, they're not even the high end
like
fucking.
they weren't super good. You know what I mean? Like they weren't like they weren't like super high end, gonna like do a lot of damage or anything like that. They were decent. You know?
I think. Yeah, Neloth, he's the guy that lives in the giant mushroom. He's the master wizard or whatever. When he made me part of his house or whatever, he gave me a staff of paralysis. It's worth almost $4,000. That's
Ooh,
pretty
well,
good.
paralysis is always good.
Yeah, I think it's got to be. I made a Breton character this time, and the paralysis has to be part of it because I'll fucking hit people with arrows. Every once in a while, it'll fucking paralyze them. So yeah, I didn't realize it, but that must be one of their perks or whatever for the Breton race.
Makes sense.
Like, okay, that comes in pretty fucking handy. Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
there
to hit
were a
them with
lot
the
of
arrow.
weird things in the whole thing.
Yeah, a lot of weird shit you can do.
Yeah. I think that's what made that game so awesome was it had so many different levels of just shit you could run into and find. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
even having played it as many times as I have, I know that if I go through and start playing it again and just start exploring randomly in the villages and the towns, I'll find shit
yeah.
that I've never seen before. You know, like there will be weird shit that's totally new to me.
Yeah. You'll come across like Angie's Shack. That's the place where the only place you can get practice arrows.
Yeah,
He's like, all right, come down
exactly.
and practice shooting with me. I'm like, okay. Like, oh shit, I get to keep practice arrows. That's different. That's something new. But yeah, it's shit like that. Yeah, you'll come across, you're like, fuck, how did I miss this? I played 1,000 hours of this fucking game. Somehow you still find new shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I went with the Reeklings against the meat hall. You remember the meat hall with the Reeklings, the little fucking Ewok characters or whatever the fuck they are on
Yeah,
Solstheim? Because yeah,
Reiklings
they'll
or
show up.
whatever.
Yeah, they'll show up, man. Yeah, now that I sided with them. Yeah, it's really weird because like the chief guy, he can speak or whatever, right? So he's got to
Yeah,
be a little smarter than the average Reichling or whatever. But after he has you do all this fucked up shit, like take out a bunch of the fucking Nords, right? He's like, oh, now you're too strong. Now I'm gonna have to kill you. Like, dude, you know all the shit I just did for you? Like, how do you think you're going to kill me? Like, it's a really stupid decision.
yeah.
I guess it
You
kind of
gotta
makes sense
wonder
why they have.
at how they come up with that idea. You're like, that's an
Yeah, that makes no
interesting
sense.
choice.
Like, all right, he's smart, but not really smart.
Yeah,
He's
like
just
you
like,
had to
nope,
know
you
that
gotta
was
kill
not going to come out in your favor.
him. Yeah, either that or he's like, well, I've got a shot. Although you would think he'd like try to sneak attack you or something. Like, I don't know how they expect you to. I'm going to attack you now. You're going to see it coming. I'm still going to win, even though you're ridiculously overpowered.
Like,
Like, all
okay,
right,
I know you never
good.
watched One Piece, right? Like, you never watched any of the versions, like TV or anime or any of that stuff, live action, any of that.
No,
There's a
no.
running gag in that show where the main character, the guy that's like, he's like the kid with the hat and then everything that stretches out. He
Right.
always calls out his move before he does it. And everybody's like,
Wow.
why are you calling out your move before you do it? And he's like, all the great fighters do it.
What the
It's
fuck?
just fucking. It's. He's like the most It's almost like a Buddhist kind of thing, where he just has
Mhm.
zero ego. Like he
Right.
just does not give a fuck about what
Right.
anyone thinks about him. The only thing that matters to him is his crew. Like he wants to go and get the One Piece. He wants to be the best pirate ever, but he really wants to just have fun hanging out with his crew and going out and doing silly shit. And so anything to do that is what he's in for. He's like down with like anything to just enjoy them. So it's really weird, and like the smile on his face because he's just never really angry. Like no matter how
Right.
angry he should get, he just smiles more. You know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
and it begins to become very intimidating throughout the show as you see like how ridiculously overpowered they made the guy. Like at one point,
Right.
fairly early on in the series, like within the first 30 episodes, I think, he kicks a building in half and
Damn, dude.
collapses the fucking building on somebody because they really piss him off and they're going after his crew. You know, like he's just like, fucking no. He just throws his foot up in the air and fucking just
Levels of
obliterates a
building.
fucking building that falls on this shark guy.
That's fucking crazy. So maybe it's just the fact that he's like, yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm still gonna kick your ass.
Yeah, pretty
I'm gonna
much.
tell you what move I'm going to use because you're not gonna be able to stop it because I'm just that good.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter if you know what's coming. I'm doing it just to give you a fair chance because it's so unlikely to matter what you do after I start that, That's just how it do be. It's too late. Once I've said it, it's already too late. Your fate is sealed, my friend. You're not winning this fight. Oh, man. I am going back through Baldur's Gate now. I finally beat the game the first time, and I thought the ending was kind of like lackluster. It wasn't that great. It didn't really... There was like only like everything has to end bittersweet. Like everybody has to have this tragic ending, and it's like it's kind of not very satisfying. Like there should be multiple endings where they're happy, represented as happy.
Yeah.
Like each ending should be represented as a good thing, because that's what you chose, that's what you wanted. It shouldn't all be miserable. But I'm going through and I'm playing now that I know all the silly shit you can do in there. Because there's, basically you can carry an infinite amount of stuff in most of the game. Because you can enter your camp whenever you want, and you have a chest that can hold everything you want for, like, there's no limit to how much the chest can hold.
Wow.
Or presumably no limit. I assume there's some theoretical limit, but, like, you'd have to have all the game items in the game.
Right.
Like, and then some, in order to fill it up beyond its ability to hold it. So you can just go in to your camp whenever you want, get stuff, go back out of your camp wherever you're at, put it down, go in, get more stuff, put it down. And they have, essentially gunpowder barrels that explode. So if you know where to go pick them up, you can, like there's this whole section where you're basically allowed to walk through the goblin camp, the evil goblins, and they just let you walk around because they think that you're one of the people that's infected, that's on their side or whatever. And you just...
All right.
So I just literally, like, the main area, the main hallway where all of them were all gathered, the majority of them, I just casually walked around putting gunpowder barrels all around the room.
That's fucking great.
And then just blew them all the fuck away at one time.
That's fucking funny.
It was so ridiculous because you're like, surely at some point someone would be like, isn't that the 10th powder keg they've set around our fucking audience chamber? And, like, aren't they all standing an awfully good distance away from all these powder kegs? You know, like,
God damn.
Aren't we all in range of all of these weapons? Like, nah, they just keep going about their business, and then, one little fire spell, and you're like, firebolt. Boom! Like, I even led one set of barrels up the stairs to kill the evil merchants that are working with the goblins, that are bad guys, like...
God damn. They're just like, oh, he's got he's a different type of person, type of being, so that's just his decorating style. He likes to have kegs of gunpowder everywhere.
Yeah. And then, like, one of the other things is, you can just build ridiculous things by moving around barrels and crates, and then climb those things to get to places. So, like, if there's places where you're not supposed to be yet, like, it's still there. You can use crates and get in there and go around and do stuff there before you're supposed to be there. It'll kind of fuck with the game a little bit, though.
Oh, I gotcha.
Like, there's a guy at the end of the first act that you can use a spell, a really low-level spell, and make him drop, like, the most powerful sword in the game. And so... it's great because then, like, you have a fighter who can use it who has, like, it's for a Githyanki. For specifically, the sword it, like, works best for a Githyanki. And you have a Githyanki fighter in your team, so you can, like, have her have the sword and be, like, super fucking buff. But it fucks with her storyline stuff, so she just starts spouting lines from the end of the game randomly during, like, stuff that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, that's funny.
Because she's supposed to get one of the swords, and it's like a ceremony for her people. Like, when you become of age, you become a warrior, you get one of those silver swords. But you give it to her, like, way before then. Like, it's supposed to happen in the game. And she just starts going on, like, we've got to go free Orpheus. And you're like, bitch, who's Orpheus? What are you talking about, you fucking lunatic? Because there's a big twist towards the end of the game where you find out that, you know, there's this character that you thought was evil, but he's really good, and he's in a prison named Orpheus. But you don't find out that for like 2 more chapters. Suddenly she just starts talking about him. So they might want to figure that one out, but, you know. It still works better than any Bethesda game I've ever played.
Right.
Well, and here's the other thing. I wouldn't be surprised if that's fixed relatively soon. Because when I started playing Baldur's Gate, Chapter 3 was pretty much broken. Like, just completely broken. Like, it would constantly have problems. You'd stop being able to talk to characters. You couldn't, like, do quests. And your characters would start freezing, and you just couldn't finish the 3rd chapter. And then I'd say, like, I didn't touch the game for a week, and they came out with a patch, and sure enough, Chapter 3 was fine. Everything worked all right. So, like, they're consistently fixing the game and adding more content and making things work.
That's good.
So, like fly potions didn't do anything for a really long time. Now they do. Now you can fly. So it's like... It's kind of nice. It's weird to be playing a game and enjoying it, and having the developer actively making the game work better every time they touch it.
Yeah, I feel like Bethesda. Yeah, I feel like Bethesda set the bar so low that it's just like, what? Oh my god, that's amazing. They're like, no, that's probably what you should expect from your fucking gaming companies. Is them to try to make this shit better.
Yeah, well, and I would say that when Baldur's Gate came out, it was as broken as any Bethesda game, but it was in early access.
Right.
So they weren't representing it as a finished product. It was as broken as any finished product that Bethesda puts out. And I think they just recently said, all right, it's actually in a finished state. We're going to keep working on, like, patches and quality fixes and quality of life. We're not going to write any more story. We're not going to add any more parts that need to be added to it. All the stuff is there. And it all functions properly. But there's little glitches here and there that happen that I'm sure they're working out still. Like, there'll be like weird items and stuff where they're like clearly in reach of your character, and it'll tell you that, like, there's no way for you to interact with it. Like, won't let you pick it up or whatever. Like, none of them are crucial items. It's not stuff you have to get.
Right.
But it's just weird and annoying that there's like these random fucking things where you're just not able to touch them.
Yeah, a little weird.
It's like your character's standing on top of a fucking plate on the ground, and it's this unable to reach plate.
But again, if they're actually fixing shit, that's a nice.
Yeah, I would like the final battle to be a little harder, but I played on the easiest difficulty level, so I'm assuming that was just the difficulty level and not the game actually being, like, lazy at the end.
Right.
So we'll see.
Gotcha.
I do think. I don't think the die rolls are random. Everybody keeps swearing up and down. No, it's completely random. It's a randomizer. It's as random as any computer can ever make the die rolls. No, that's definitely not true, because there are certain things that are always going to succeed, no matter what happens, and some things that will fail 90% of the time. And there's no way it could possibly be random with those kind of numbers. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not, it's just not real.
Yeah, like, it's obviously well beyond random chance.
Like, my character's low level, so I don't expect my character to be hitting hard, but all of the enemies in the area are also just as low level. if I'm in just a random encounter between me and just normal level enemies that are my perfectly matched, 3 critical misses in a row, the odds of that happening are so incredibly low. Yet so many people are like, no, I keep getting these weird streaks of like critical misses. Where like my character just can't hit anything no matter what I do for like, 5 or 6 attacks in a row. And it's like, nah, the percentage chance of that happening in a truly random system starts to go down really quick. So if you have like an 80% chance to hit 5 times in a row, yeah, each one is separate, but the odds of each one all being critical misses is extremely low. Way lower than just, like it makes any sense.
Yeah. Nah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I also question their morality, but I'm playing a character that doesn't have an oath, so I don't have to worry about breaking my oath anymore. This time around.
Yeah.
It's like, what's that? This person is a slaver. Oh, nope, I can just murder them from the shadows, and they never have to know who did it or why, as long as they're dead, and the slaves are free, and I find that to be perfectly acceptable. But my god, apparently, when I was a paladin, thought that was evil. Even though you do it right after you witness them literally throw one of the slaves into lava. Oh, shit. Did you see the thing about the fucking electric car?
The battery thing?
Yeah, was that not fucking crazy?
Yeah. Yeah, that's insane, dude.
It's $10,000 more to replace the battery than to buy a brand fucking new car? That's that kind of car? Like, how is that even legal? Like...
Yeah.
Why is no consumer agency starting to file lawsuits? Like, that's gotta be illegal, man. You can't justify...
Yeah, you've got...
more than the finished product and charges for one part to be replaced of a vehicle. Like, come on.
Yeah, that is pretty ridiculous. Like, how can you sell the whole car for less than the battery? That's fucking nuts.
Well, it's obviously it's a lie. That's the thing that gets me. It's like, no one is dumb enough to think that battery costs them so much that they have to sell it for $60,000.
Yeah. So you're selling your cars at a loss, apparently? Yeah, I'm trying to make it up by selling more batteries? Like, that would be the only weird fucking business model thing that could possibly justify that.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose that'd be a real stretch, but that's the only way I can think of either. I can't think of any other way you could make it.
Incredibly sense.
Like, once they're stuck in your car, they're going to have to pay you $60,000 for a replacement battery. But even then, it doesn't make sense just because, like, why wouldn't they just buy a new car for $50,000 if they have $60,000? You know, like...
Yeah.
Like, I understand it is an integral part of the car, but those batteries are supposed to last for, like, 10 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
and
the fact that they're going out over the course of like 2 or 3 years is already a problem. Because the way they represent those cars as a battery lasting between 5 to 10 years. Like your regular battery under the fucking hood of your car that starts it, for people that drive regular gas motors, that battery can last up to 7 or 8.
Yeah, easily. Yeah. So one that costs allegedly, $60,000 should probably last a while. Yeah, and wasn't one of them like, a little dent in it, and it didn't say anything was wrong. All the diagnostics seemed to be fine. But nope, there's a dent in it, so we're going to have to total your car.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and you can understand the insurance companies not wanting to pay $60,000 for a $50,000 car. Going like, we're just going to total the car out and just give you a payout that you buy a new car with, because Like, that's just not worth it. You know, it's a losing proposition any other way for them. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
and like, I could understand if they were charging, say, like 10,000 for the batteries. I still think that'd be ridiculous and overpriced. But like that would be, I think
yeah.
most
It'd be like,
people would
okay, it's
be
new
okay with that.
technology, fine.
And here's the
Yeah,
thing:
yeah,
I think that when you go to buy an electric car, they should be legally required to quote you a price on the battery replacement and how long the batteries will last.
yeah,
You should
yeah,
have that
yeah.
information
That should be
before you make the
mandatory.
decision to purchase it, and they should be required to provide it.
Yeah, because that is a ridiculous expense.
Yeah. And clearly, you cannot trust them to be honest with doing business with people. So, and the last thing we want to do is
Yeah,
just start making fucking cars replaceable. Like you're only going to drive cars for a couple of years, then throw them away and buy a whole new car. Like, we don't need that business going on.
yeah.
That's
Disposable cars,
real
not a
fucking
good idea.
stupid. Yeah, that's real fucking dumb.
Yeah, it's pretty brazen too. Because yeah, that video, they're like, you know, the shit that Hyundai's saying is like, all right, it doesn't make any fucking sense. So they're just trying to like, hey, I hope you fucking buy this bullshit and you forget about it and move on to something else, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Their whole thing was basically just sort of like, hey, look over there, look at that bird, isn't that pretty bird over there?
Mm.
Pretty bird. Yeah, those dealerships are
Yeah,
mean. We don't have anything to do with those dealerships. They're all
yeah. It's like
independent
no, just
dealership.
one
It's
independent
independent one.
dealer. Yeah,
It's like, well,
yeah. That's
every
one of those
single
independent
dealer is an
dealers.
independent dealer. That's not a that's standard
Yeah,
for that entire business.
that was fucking fantastic, dude. Yeah, they put that wording. They deliberately chose that wording to make it sound like, oh, these guys are, you know, lone nut lunatics charging that much. Like, oh, they're an independent dealer the way all fucking dealers are.
I loved how he said it.
Yeah,
He
that was
said
pretty
literally
blatant.
every dealership in the entire network that sells all of their cars is independent. It was just like, oh, snap.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, it makes sense as a business model because like as a dealership, you're yeah, it might be worth it to contract and sell only Ford, but you want to be an independent dealer because at some point you may need to switch over to selling Chevy. You know, if Ford
Yeah,
stops being marketable, like that you just can't sell them anymore for whatever reason, you know, as a dealership, it would be a terrible idea for you to be locked into business for only Ford and not, you know, be able to switch over to sell whatever other kind of vehicles you want just to make enough money to keep stay in business, keep your employees on, you know?
yeah. How many fucking car manufacturers are the corporate owners of their dealership? Like that's fucking got to be hardly nobody.
Well, yeah, because a lot of people also sell, like, you know, from multiple different companies, too.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Are there any fucking and none of the major ones? Like maybe some luxury brand does everything, like has their own deal. I
Yeah.
can't imagine any of the major car manufacturers don't have the same deal, or they're
I'm
fucking
sure,
independent. You know,
like,
they don't.
I'm sure fucking Elon Musk owns the Tesla dealerships. Like, he seems like that seems like a business move like he would do where he's like, I want to control
Yeah,
from
yeah,
beginning to end everybody's experience with the vehicles I'm selling so that, you know, I'm getting the best, you know, I'm giving good customer service and good product, and I want people to, you know, come to
yeah.
my
It's
dealerships
all in his
because they know they're going
area.
to get treated well and all this other shit. You know, like that's what he would probably, because he's a smart business guy. He's smart enough to sell a good product and know that that will just sell more products. And that the way you make more money is you come up with newer, better products that people want to buy, knowing that the ones they have work so well and are so reliable that they'll buy another newer model. You know what I mean?
What the hell? Printers and a dealership. Used cars. I was trying to look it up to see if I'm not doing the right thing. Manufacturer owned. Maybe that's what it should be. Manufacturer owned. Nope, I didn't spell it right. Manufacturer owned dealerships. Look that up. Compliance. Okay. The sewer. Used car dealership. Oh, it's used cars. That's not helping. Alright, fuck it. I'm gonna have to look that up later. That's taking too long.
Is not working for you?
It's too much fucking bullshit. It's not, I'm trying to figure out a way to phrase it properly and it's not working. But yeah, it's gotta be again. Can't imagine like Ford, Chevy, fucking Toyota, Hyundai, obviously not. Yeah, any of the major, I'm sure, are all independent dealerships.
Well, you know, it makes sense
again,
because,
like
you
a
know,
Tesla or a McLaren or a fucking, I don't know, Rolls Royce maybe, or fucking, something like that maybe. Yeah, some of the niche kind of like luxury car dealerships or car manufacturers might own their dealerships. But yeah, for the most part, any fucking major manufacturer not owning their dealerships.
well, imagine how bad it would be if your sales dipped and you were not only responsible for your factory workers in your factories, but also for all of the dealerships and everything as well. Like that'd be really tough.
Nah. Oh, dude, that one mayor chick, the fucking crazy bitch,
She got arrested.
the corrupt one. She did. Okay, I thought something happened, but I didn't see exactly what. I saw some guy at another Chicago suburb got arrested, and then I thought I saw something about her. I'm like, it's got. I figured it was a matter of time. Like she's got so much bullshit going on. Yeah, what did they actually arrest her? You remember?
I don't remember specifically what they ended up charging her for. I do know that it was one of those things where you got to stop for a minute and be like, why did it take this long? But finally they did it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Let's see if I can figure it out here. Yeah, I was watching the one video about it, and I'm like, wow. So she just took over like the city of page is essentially like if the guy says he's like, if it didn't say it was the city of Dalton or whatever, I would think this is her personal page because it's all just about her.
yep.
It's arrested. Corrupt mayor Chicago cover gets arrested. Is Henry? Okay, that's the one I watched. So some other fat black dude got arrested. Mayor of some other random suburb around there. But yeah, apparently Chicago, Illinois overall, the Chicago area in particular, anything anywhere near the city of Chicago, they seem to be bound and determined to be the most corrupt city area.
Yeah, it's like they're all working together to see who can be the worst.
Yeah. How much can we get away with?
Apparently, fucking millions of dollars.
Yeah.
You know, because that lady put that place from a 2 million surplus to a 4 million uh, lack of money.
Hmm.
But apparently, like, there's all sorts of like Illinois mayors that are just as corrupt. Like, they're looking at somebody like in a town like a couple of miles away right now already. Yet another black
Yeah, that's the
dude who's
video
a
I watched.
mayor
Some
who's
fat
ripping off
black
the
guy.
town.
Yeah. Yeah, and her fucking, she has some kind of charity. The Henyard bitch has some kind of charity going that's nobody can tell what the fuck it does.
Well, yeah, like it's a totally fake charity. You know, it's all bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see where she got arrested. Oh wait, December 18th. Discover videos where no, okay, that's bull. Okay. Alright. Mayor taking sister friend. And alright, that's fucking weird. Either way, I guess it's encouraging.
You know, it's nice to see that. I didn't know that you could do that. I thought they were shared a similar immunity to like Congress and governors and presidents and shit, where they just couldn't be arrested. So I was pleasantly surprised by that.
Yeah, I wonder if it's a case where they have to break federal laws or something.
Oh, maybe like they expect the state to deal with it, and the governor's just not doing his fucking job. You know?
Yeah, but if they do,
And the thing is, it's like I'm glad they got arrested, but like none of the victims are gonna be put right. You know what I mean? Like they're all fucked. None of them are gonna like be made whole again. Like they've all lost a fuck ton of money in taxes and shit and fines and all sorts of shit. You know what I mean? It's so screwed up.
but I guess getting them out of there can at least stop it from happening.
At
maybe?
least it's not happening anymore. Yeah. But I'd love to see if there was some way to go after them to fucking make the town whole again. But they'll never make that kind of money through like legitimate work anyway. So
Yeah, it's just a shitty little suburb. Or it's like that one, where is it, in Louisiana, where like 90% of their income was from traffic tickets because they had a mayor's court situation.
Yeah, that was fucking insane, right?
Yeah.
Gotta wonder.
Indeed. Yeah. What else is happening in the world today?
Let's see. Oh, did you look at the little short that I put up?
Which one?
Let's see. I think it's called Millennials Are Fucked or something like that. Millennials, you're screwed.
Oh, yes, dude.
The when they were talking about the math that the guy did, and he's like, it was like you had to work 15 hours to a week in order to make
to pay your way through college or whatever.
Yeah,
and they're like, minimum wage. Yeah, nowadays the minimum wage would have to be $125.
Yeah,
It should be the same as when I went to school.
Well, it was like you could work 15 hours, but now it's like you'd have to work 100 hours a week or some crazy shit to have the same amount of money.
Yeah.
As far as like its usefulness in spending, like how much you spend and everything.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane. Yet, like, CEOs of the companies make 500 times more money than they did back in that period of time.
Yeah.
But, none of these companies, like, none of them, there's no justification for how much money they're making at all. You know, and there's no justification for how little the money the regular employees are making. They need, like, there was, I forget which country it is, but there's another country where their laws made more sense in that area, where it was, if your company doesn't pay X percentage of profits to your employees, you're out of business. Essentially.
Yeah.
So they're like, we're not going to fuck around with minimum wage or any of that kind of shit. We're just going to say, like, these people work for your company and they're entitled to this percentage of the profit from the company. You know, you split it amongst them, but this is like, you know, they have to get X percentage worth.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it seems like that would be the only really real way to combat that is like
I think also
the CEO
you
can't
have
make
to
more than
say
a certain amount.
Yeah, you have to limit the amount of money that the CEO can make as well, and say, like, they're only allowed to make 10 times as much as the lowest paid employee or something like that, or 20 times or something. Because there's a reasonable point there at which, like, they shouldn't make more than $500,000 a year. No CEO should be making millions and millions of dollars. That should be going to the people that own the company, the shareholders. And it should, some of it should also be going to the employees, because their employees aren't being paid enough to live off of. And that's not reasonable. That's not reasonable. It's not acceptable.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous, man.
So I don't know. That's just my opinion. I think it's a lot of that stuff is total nonsense. But well, no one's asking me anyway, so this doesn't fucking matter. As it goes.
Right.
No one asked me anyway, so it doesn't matter what I think. But I think
somebody should do something though.
Minimum wage.
Somebody that can do something.
I think the minimum wage is just a smokescreen. I think we need like more meaningful changes in the law that actually, have some sort of positive effect. Oh yeah, everybody thinks I'm crazy because I got a desktop fireplace.
Yeah. Oh, is that what that was, dude? I was wondering what that was. I was like, that's an open flame. That's an interesting choice.
It's a big ceramic thing, so like the heat doesn't get to the desk at all. Like the top 4 inches of it get really hot, but like you could still touch it. And basically, it's just a little cup inside that you you pour rubbing alcohol in, and it burns off the rubbing alcohol. And it lasts for like, if you fill it all the way full, it lasts for like 45 minutes to an hour. And that's it. Like it's really easy. It's not light enough to fall or tip real easily. I mean, it's not really dangerous if you're paying attention to it.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, it just seemed like very
walking out of the fucking room,
Yeah, it just seemed like it was a very high flame coming out.
Oh yeah, the flame comes out really high. Rubbing alcohol burns very high.
Yeah. What the fuck? I just killed a netch, but it's hanging out in midair, and I can't go get the shit from it. Fucking netch.
Fun times.
What do you make with netch? I don't even remember what you make with the netch leather.
Honestly, I don't either.
I can look it up. I don't think I've ever done it. I buy it and I fucking kill them and take it from every netch I see. I don't think I've ever actually done anything with it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, this is probably going to be useful at some point. I should collect it all.
Nah,
I just never got around to it. Right. Plus, I got plenty of money. Fuck it.
Exactly. Why are you stressing over this?
I'm gonna get a monopoly on the netch leather market. Make millions.
Exactly.
I wish they let you ride the Silt Strider.
Right? There's a lot of things that were kind of fun from the other games they didn't let you do.
Like you put a silt strider right here and he never moved. That seems kind of shitty.
It was like, here's a member berry. We didn't really want to put a lot of work into it, so enjoy. Bye.
Right. Yeah, people will love that. And the fact that it just stands there. Yeah, even Nelot's like, yeah, I brought a few over and kind of didn't work out. Like one's still alive. Some guy's waiting for it to die. Basically.
Yeah. Yep. Sorry, I'm still on the tail end of a cold, so every so often it's just like I gotta like stop for a second and clear my throat and all that shit. I had a miserable period of time off from work. That's not fair. Like my fucking knees hurt like hell, and then like I was sick as hell. Well, not really sick as hell, just really annoying sick. You know what I mean? The kind of cold where it just drips right down the back of your throat, and so your throat is super like itchy and scratchy the whole time, and you just can't blow enough. You can't blow your nose enough to like keep it from going down the back of your throat. Like it's just running, no way out. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Oh, I watched the Wrestling Christmas Miracle, but I don't think I took it in. I have to go watch that again. John Tron's new video. Miracle? Yeah, I sometimes I'll like watch a video when I'm too tired or whatever, and I'll be like laying down in bed watching the video, and I'll just nod off and not really pay attention to it. You know, like you're not totally asleep, but you're not really awake. You're kind of in that middle ground.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I have certain videos. If it's not ASMR, for some reason, I like watching the strange disappearance videos. I don't know why.
Oh,
but for some reason, that hits the perfect spot of being just interesting enough to listen to, but not too interesting to like keep me awake. So for some reason, those work perfectly for that little fucking sweet spot.
So the Santa Claus one, absurdly as it may seem, absolutely was enough to keep me awake. There were so many weird fucking things that happened that were just horrifying.
Dude, it was fucking. It was pretty funny. The fact that got made at all is pretty fucking hilarious.
Oh god, did you see? I don't know how much of it you saw. If you saw any of it.
Yeah, no, I think I watched the whole thing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I watched the whole thing.
So like the telescope where it starts and they're looking through the fucking telescope, and the fucking eyeball stalk comes out of it for some reason, and slowly snakes its way out of the fucking thing over and over. Because they keep looking at different people through the telescope. Plus that super racist intro to all the different child helpers of Santa Claus. Like, he literally just had a whole building full of children that helped him with everything. Like, there were no elves.
Oh, wait, are we talking about the same one? I was talking about the one with the wrestler guy.
Oh, you watched the wrestling movie that John Tron talked about?
No, I watched John Tron's video. Yeah, I watched the video, not the movie.
Oh, no. I don't think I... Oh, that was the wrestling with the kid and the dad, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, no, I'm going to make a coma, so I'm going to make a really funny movie, and it's going to have him come out of his coma.
The sign language thing over and over was great.
Yeah, that was pretty ridiculous, dude. Yeah, I mean, I don't know sign language, but I'm pretty sure that's not the standard sign language that he was using. I'm going to go out on a limb and speculate that was not the official standard sign language.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right on that one.
Yeah. Although that does remind me of the fucking the impersonators for sign language things, like when people are giving speeches on TV or wherever, and people will fucking sign up for it not knowing sign language and just wing it. Have you heard of that?
Really? Like they just
That's a
wing
thing
it?
yeah, dude, they fucking like claim they know sign language. I'm like, okay, here, yeah, translation. So the person speaking and saying whatever stupid shit, and the person doing the sign language clearly doesn't know any. And yeah, it's pretty fucking funny.
Wow,
It's like I
that's
don't understand why you do that.
yeah, no, that doesn't make any
Um,
sense. That seems like a horrible plan.
yeah, unless it was a dare or something. Like I don't understand why you would bother. Because I don't think they get paid a whole lot. Like it seems like a very odd thing. What happened? Oh, fucking
What?
ash spawns. Yeah, I got attacked by ash spawns.
Oh
Nothing, no
yeah,
biggie.
there you go. I thought you were like you couldn't hear me or something. I was like, no, not
Oh,
again.
sorry. Oh fuck. But yeah, dude, it's like it's happened at least a few times where people are like, "Yeah, no, I totally sign language. I will do that for your show." And I don't know. I think there's some of them where they didn't even get paid. Like they were just doing it. I might be mistaken about that. So don't hold me to that 100%. But it seemed to me that I remember one of them being literally they weren't even getting paid to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's a very odd thing to bullshit about. But there's crazy people all over, man. They're like, hey, I can get on TV.
Yeah. Oh, hey, any chance? Yeah, there's a lot of like that's the all the IRL streamers.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose it is a similar mindset. Yeah.
Like that's every IRL streamer ever. It's sad. I mean, it's an unfortunate reality, but it's like like they just whatever it takes to be famous, whatever gets me on TV. Which is why
To extent.
what's the guy's name is going to prison now. It looks like.
Mm. Oh, Johnny Somali or whatever.
Yeah, it looks like he's actually going to go to prison. Like there's really like no way out of it for him at this point.
Yeah, he's like, no, I want to come back, but I will live stream in Japan again. You're like,
I'd love to be able to come
yeah,
back to
okay.
Japan, but I'll never live stream. And it's like, I don't think you get what's going on there, buddy.
Yeah, I don't think you understand exactly how much you fucking piss them off with your fucking nonsense.
Yeah, it's too late for that now. What is it? What's the band that does that song? It's too late to apologize. It's too
And I know the
late.
song, but yeah, I'm not
But
sure.
you know what I mean?
But
It's like
either way,
that song is
oh yeah,
very applicable now. It's too late to apologize, Johnny.
yeah.
One
You
Republic.
should have read up a little more on Japanese culture before you went and fucked with them like that. That was a very bad idea.
Well, you knew he didn't know anything about Japanese culture when the guy who was very obviously Yakuza was confronting him with a big group of other people, and it was like, and he's fucking with him and trying to make jokes and shit, and you're kind of
like they're gonna fucking kill you, dude.
like that's not a good plan, dude. Like you should stop
Yeah,
now.
yeah, he's a fucking idiot. Yeah, no, I hope they fucking throw him in jail for a while, for life preferably, but whatever. How long? 3 years, I think was the one I heard, and then
I've heard
deport
like
him and
6 months.
make sure
They're
he
gonna
can
put him
never
in
come
prison
back.
for like 6 months to 3 years or whatever is the range that I've heard. So
Yeah,
I wouldn't
yeah.
hope for 3 years. I would hope for 3 years, but I mean, I wouldn't like expect it to happen.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna say 3 years, but then after like 6 months, they'll be like, all right, we're gonna let you come back in this country. You are
Yeah.
never allowed back. Man, that seems like the most most likely, like, we want to make sure everyone knows that doing this shit will land you in fucking prison if you do it in our country. So it's going to
Oh
make
yeah,
it
you got to be
much
careful in
less
foreign
likely.
countries, man. I think people have been going around and fucking with foreign countries that are very friendly to us.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
but that's not the norm. So I think people need to understand, like, you know, that's not how that works out every time. You might not want.
yeah, yeah. Not nearly. There's not a whole lot of countries that are going to be as lenient with your bullshit.
Yeah, you might not want to hope that's how that plays out every time. That's very likely going to go horribly, horribly wrong at some point. Like, they don't like Americans in Thailand. They don't like the way we behave. They don't like the fact that a lot of people go there in the hopes of fucking little kids or lady
Right.
boys of various ages. But at the end of the day, it's not a good idea to go there for that now, because like you used to be able to get away with a lot of shit, but you don't now.
Yeah, yeah. They're like, all right, we've got a worldwide reputation for this shit. This needs to stop.
Yeah.
Like, we're literally the country everyone thinks of when it comes to paying money to do degenerate fucking sex shit. So we need to crack down on this.
It's like Amsterdam, when they were looking at why does everybody think of Amsterdam as the weed place?
It's a real mystery.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I
like at a
know. It's
certain point,
just
it,
a
it
coffee
just
shop.
became like they were like, we gotta fix this. We don't want to be known as this, so they just started putting people in jail. But like Thailand jails are not a joke. Like Amsterdam jails, you'll be treated fairly well. You know, as far as like international prisons go, that's not one of the worst ones to be in. But like, you know, Russia, Thailand, China, these are the places you don't want to go to prison because you're probably not going to leave that prison alive.
Yeah, yeah. Some really fucked up. Turkey. Turkey's pretty notorious for shitty prisons.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
We think our prisons are fucked up.
Fucking gotta make sure you're picking the right places. Yeah, you don't want to pick the wrong one. And then there's some places with like crazy laws that are like ridiculous. Like, um, what was it? I'm trying to think what the name is. Singapore?
Singapore?
Yeah. Singapore is one of it's the one where it's like there's zero tolerance on like a lot of stuff. Like
Oh yeah, the fucking graffiti. This was years ago, many years ago. But the kid that got caning for doing graffiti.
yeah, but like you can get 20 years or life in prison or execution in some places for just bringing like a joint in your bag.
God damn.
It's similar to like there's places like Singapore with that level of intolerance, but like you don't want to fucking you do not want to fuck with them.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
don't
like
want to fuck up. Yeah. Yeah, that was the thing. Like I heard about, I was like, God damn, those are really harsh. But then I'm like, oh look, there's zero graffiti there. I wonder why.
yep.
Like it turns out it's a strong deterrent for everything, and any little offense is going to get some serious fucking backlash from the fucking government.
It's like South
People
Korea.
are much less inclined to do it.
Pornography in South Korea is illegal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why all their music videos are so incredibly hypersexualized. They have some sort of sexual outlet. You know, it's like, and why their streamers like are so risque and basically porn. All the popular streamers because they don't have pornography; it's not available to them.
Yeah. Yeah, or like, wasn't it the tentacle porn thing a result of the fact that they couldn't show a penis in Japan or some crazy shit like that?
Oh yeah, the censorship was really really bad because they were like, we don't want Japan to just be known for pornography, so we're gonna censor everything really badly. Because Japan's pornography is really fucking weird. Like, there's a
Oh
lot
yeah,
of
it
shit
is.
that's just basically rape.
Yeah, yeah. It's a very odd culture. Although, yeah, I shouldn't say that. I assume our culture is extremely odd to them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sure. Oh, I'm sure it is. Um. It's just like what is it?
Yes.
I was watching a YouTuber who lives in Japan, married a woman in Japan, so he, gets like he talks about for people who want to come visit, like the differences in culture, and points out places that they should try to go, like like you should try to avail yourself of finding one of these businesses, not necessarily the one he shows, but like he'll show like things that are fun to do in Japan that you'll be interested in it as an American. Um, but he also talks about just weird differences in culture and stuff. So, like his wife was talking about an experience she had when she was in school, where her and her friends came upon a gentleman who was masturbating furiously in his vehicle, sitting out watching the girls in the fucking gym clothes doing their PE stuff, right?
Right.
So they surrounded the car and were like, whacking the window with their hands, like, knocking on the window, yelling finish.
Nah, Jesus, dude. What the
Fucking like,
fuck?
what the fuck? Like, that's just encouraging me. Like, that was his best fucking day ever. Are you kidding me? He probably came harder than he's ever came before in his life.
Yeah, well, although that could have been the point. They're like, look, hurry up and finish and get the fuck out of here, please. Creeping us out.
I don't
So
know.
that could have been the fucking goal. You know what I mean?
I have no idea. But that was just like, that is not how that plays out in the U.S. Like, just fucking nope.
Yeah. No, you fucking call somebody to come arrest him, dude.
Yeah, they would just be like, everybody would go inside and the police would be called and everybody would have to wait. It'd be like a big thing, like instead of the girls just going and making fun of him because he's, Minuteman, if they go out and yell finish at him, he just comes all of a sudden and leaves. But there's also like high school prostitution is kind of like tacitly acceptable.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's just, there's a lot of girls in high school who make money by going out and blowing old business dudes. And that's how they make their money. In high school, extra cash. It's one of those things where it's like, it's not talked about, but it happens. You know what I mean? Like, nobody ever makes a point to, like, everybody knows it's wrong, but they just all ignore it together because it's, like, convenient to ignore it or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Like, look, these fucking old businessmen are paying a lot of money to high school girls to suck them off. So we're just gonna, not address it in any way.
Yep. Well, I mean, that's kind of
Just
how
let it happen.
prostitution works in the U.S. It's like, we all know it's wrong, it's illegal. Like, it is illegal there. It's not like it's totally legal or anything. It's just ignored.
Yeah. 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 They're just like, yeah, let them schoolgirls make their money, I guess.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, just let them do it. It's a totally different culture. I imagine that's probably a big part of how what do you call it? Thailand's prostitution got to where it was.
Could be. Dude, what about the fucking host and hostess clubs in Japan? Like, that's a kind of weird, right?
Yeah, it's almost prostitution, right? Like because
Yeah,
they're
they're
pretending
essentially
that they like
bidding.
you and they're spending time with you and they're holding your hand and laughing at all
Yeah,
your
and then
jokes and making you feel like they're having a romantic entanglement almost.
but then they're like outbidding each other for the attention and fucking weird shit like that. Like, dude, yeah, I don't know. It seems weird. Cause yeah, did you hear about the one story of the chick that like fucking stabbed the host guy to she was actually a hostess, but then she was turning around and she was like a really successful one, and then she was turning it around and spending all the money on the fucking host guy at one of
Oh,
the
she
host
was
clubs.
scamming people online for money.
Oh, was it online? I thought she actually worked at a host
Yeah.
club too.
She used to work at a host club until she started scamming people online and making
Okay.
more money that way.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah, no, that was a weird one. And then like started spending all her money on host clubs and it was the whole that whole thing was fucking weird.
Yeah, she stabbed that dude to hell, all to hell because he was seeing someone else and his host duties.
I didn't know that she stabbed
So
somebody. I didn't catch that part of that. I remember watching the thing and it was
yeah,
weird.
I think he survived. I can't remember, but she stabbed the
Oh, he
shit
didn't
out of him,
die.
and then was like,
Okay. Well, at least he
yeah, he
didn't
was like
die. That's something,
calmly,
I guess.
yeah, good for him, I guess. Yeah, but yeah, apparently she's just like all freaked out that he might die after she stabbed him a shitload of times, but then calmly just sitting there smoking a cigarette with him stabbed the fucking all to hell. Yeah, it was a really fucked up thing, dude.
Yeah, that
Yeah, just
Japan,
watch
everything in
that. Fuck.
Japan is messed up, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, Japan male host Phoenix Luna almost by crazy girlfriend. The bar hostess who was so obsessed with her boyfriend, okay. Yuka Takuaka. I'm not good at Japanese names.
That would suck. Your job is already to like
Oh,
pretend to these lonely women that you like them, and like the fucking one of them just starts stabbing the shit out of you.
okay, here it is. The girl's name is Yuka Takaoka, apparently. So yeah, apparently she was scamming people, sending money to that dude, and then stabbed the shit out of him.
Damn.
So obsessed with her boyfriend, she's tempted to murder him. Yeah, she's obviously. But dude, this I wish this was surprising, but it's not. I guess it really isn't. But yeah, she's got a huge fucking fan club, like in jail or wherever the fuck she's at.
Oh, really? You fucking kidding? God damn it. Sad, lonely
Dude,
men will fucking do anything. I swear to Christ.
dude, it's the
Like
anime bro
90% of the
family, and now
problem
has fan
with
club of
men and
men.
women in relationships right now is men will tolerate anything.
Yeah, of
Like,
men wanting to be killed next. Did he actually die? I don't think he died. No, maybe. No, it says almost killed. Okay, yeah. No. She stabbed the shit out of him. He almost died, but didn't.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that's one of the titles that I'm looking through. Anime girl goes viral for stabbing crush and now has fan club of men wanting to be killed next.
Oh, what is it? The thing you were talking about, where they're gonna try to get Chick-fil-A because of the
Oh
religion,
yeah,
the religious owners. Like I
yeah,
was looking at that one, going like, oh, that's not gonna go well. Cause like
yeah.
number
Well,
one, that's just straight unconstitutional. You can't ban a business based on the religion of the owner. Like that's not okay.
they're
You
trying to
can't do that.
couch it as
It doesn't
they're trying
matter.
to
It's like
couch it
that's
as
not going to
it's
get through the Supreme
inconvenient.
Court, like
Yeah.
one way or the
No,
other.
it
But
seems
it's just one of
incredibly
those things where
unlikely.
it's like it's dumb in that respect, but it's like that's really, really kind of scary because Christians are not the most stable group of people as it is. But if you actually start
Yeah.
persecuting them, I don't think that's going to end well for you because
Yeah,
there's
they
a
tend to get
lot
a
of
little
them.
uppity.
Well,
Yeah,
and
it's
they're the
still a
majority
fucking
of people in the country still,
majority. Yeah,
substantial
yeah,
majority.
yeah. Yeah, and then the fucked up thing was the people, like the truckers, talking. I can get it 6 days out of the week. Yeah, I'll eat Burger King or one of the other places. And there's a shitload of places around that aren't Chick-fil-A that are still open on Sunday, so I don't really give a shit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
nobody
so the people that
cares.
they were pretending, the people that they were allegedly like trying to help out don't give a shit. They don't care that they're closed on Sunday.
Yeah, it's not like Chick-fil-A's is the only
Still
place
trying to,
available in New York,
yeah,
to eat
yeah, it's pretty fucking
on a
ridiculous.
Sunday, and that them being closed is some sort of terrible inconvenience. In fact, I respect that Chick-fil-A has a day off for everybody that works there.
Yeah, they apparently they pay their fucking employees pretty well.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. No, Chick-fil-A, In and Out are two of the ones I know of that actually pay reasonably decent wage. Or at
And
least
everybody's
compared to
got
every
Sunday
other
off.
fast food place, they pay a much better wage.
Yeah, yeah.
I imagine you got to really be hopping. Like you gotta work your butt off because there's everybody wants that wage because it's not a terribly difficult job as far as like
Yeah,
being
yeah,
hard or complicated. It's very simple to flip burgers and microwave shit. Um, but
yeah.
you
There's
gotta
always they're always busy.
be fucking get
Yeah,
through
I
your
haven't
day
seen too
quick.
many. I haven't seen too many In-N-Out burgers that aren't fucking packed
I'll tell you what.
most of the time.
If I was stuck working at a shitty place like a fast food place, uh, I want it to be busy. I want to be working all
Yeah,
day.
the day goes by way fucking faster,
Yeah,
dude.
I'd
When you're
much rather
fucking
be
busy.
able to just zone into the work and just get it done and just be like, oh, it's 8 hours is done fast. That's cool. I'm out of here. Much rather be
Yeah,
able to do
yeah,
that and then be like, 10 customers the whole day, and most of the time you're just mopping the floor over and over or some bullshit, wiping the counters down the third time. Yeah, dude, make it busy all day long. I'm so in. I worked at a gas station, and 3 days a week they would have me work the morning shift, and then 2 days a week they'd have me work the graveyard shift, and that was awful. Switching back and
yeah.
forth
It's
was
hard when anybody
fucking
comes in.
miserable. But the graveyard shift was
Yeah,
just there was just nothing to do. You mop the floors. It's not a big building. It didn't take more than half an hour to get all the floors mopped and swept and everything nice and clean. And you do it at the beginning of your shift and then again at the end of your shift because you want it to look nice for the next guy. And it's
right,
that's an
right.
hour out of your 8 hours, so that was 1 hour. Making sure that everything was stocked, that might be another 45 minutes altogether for the course of the night. And then sometimes you got another half hour of taking the trash out. Uh,
You
so
got to
you
get
had in any
5 or
given
6 hours.
8 hour shift, you had about 2 to 3 hours of stuff to do, and 5 hours
Yeah,
to
and then you
just
got
do
5 or 6
fucking
hours
nothing.
to make popsicle stick videos.
or do absolutely nothing while you're sitting behind the counter because it's all filmed. I couldn't make popsicle stick videos there.
I thought you said you did that there.
No. That was the job I got after that. So after I got out of the gas station, I
Oh,
started
okay.
working at the group home, and I
Oh,
started
okay.
working sleepover nights for a while. I worked a day shift for a year, doing like the evening
Mm,
shift, which was the hardest one because you're all the stuff happens, dinner and everything. It just you like dinner groups,
right.
everything's going, so you're just busy all night, which is like I like it. But then I got
Yeah.
offered in a sleepover night position because I was going to leave that company and go work somewhere else. And they offered me the
Gotcha.
sleepover night position. I took that, and that was perfect for while I was in school. I could just, uh, what do you call it? Just I just stayed, regular shift because like it was asleep at work, so I didn't have to like be up all night. Then,
Yeah.
after doing the sleepover nights for about 3 years, they arbitrarily decided to close the program I was working at down, despite it making more money than any of their other programs. There was no reason to close it down. It was the stupidest fucking decision. But they did anyway.
Yeah.
And I started working awake overnights for like the next 5 years. So that was
Gotcha.
pretty fucking miserable. Because it's like,
Yeah.
once
Fuck
you
it.
start working a full time graveyard shift, you can't switch your 2 days off. Or in this case, I would get like 3 on, 4 off, 4 on, 3 off instead. But you can't switch on your days
Right.
off back to day shift. It just doesn't work. Like, it's not feasible. Going back and forth is just too
Right.
miserable. Like, I can't imagine how you would do it. So you're better off just staying awake all night every night. And so I'd just be like sitting at home at like 2 in the morning. Everybody's been asleep for a couple hours. I've got nothing to do. I'd often be sitting out in the garage, like because we had a little sitting area in the garage, and I'd be like smoking my cigarettes and watching fucking YouTube or movies or playing a video game or whatever. And so I'd just be
Right.
bored out of my mind, and that's when the popsicle stick videos happened. It was just like there was nothing else
Yeah.
to do. So
Out of sheer desperation, you're like, I have to do something.
I mean, can you imagine, like, there's nothing
Yeah.
good to watch on television at that time of night. YouTube is only fun for so long before you got to do something else. Like I can
Yeah.
watch
I
YouTube
hear
for a
you.
long time, but even after like 2 or 3 hours of YouTube, you're like, all right, this is done. And so I watch a lot of pirated movies and play a lot of stupid video games. But it was all right. It wasn't too bad. Nothing nothing truly.
Just a bit. Yeah.
And once you got used to it, it was you find stuff to do. You find things to occupy yourself with.
I hear you.
What I would do is I would pack a bunch of CDs, and I actually bought like a DVD player, like a portable DVD player, that I could charge up while I was home, like sleeping during the day, and then take with me at night with a bunch of movies and just watch like 4 or 5 movies at work every night. Because there was the
Nice.
amount of work I had on any given night was about an hour's worth. Like just some light janitorial stuff, like cleaning a microwave, and then like counting meds once a week. But overall, it was like I had 7 hours every night of nothing. Sometimes I had to deal with clients that were just assholes. Like we had this
Right.
fucking prick who would just like it was the most ridiculous thing, right? Like you're in a group home. There's all these people there. This fuckstick would just turn on death metal in the middle of the night as loud as his stereo would go.
Wow.
And he did it because he thought he could get away with it because he was a big scary guy. It was like, I don't care if you need that to sleep. You need to stay in bed, and you can't fucking play death metal at the fucking top volume. If you
Yeah.
want,
What
if
the
you want to wear
fuck, dude?
headphones, sure, wear headphones. That's fine. but you're not fucking playing this that loud in the middle of the night. Like, this is not gonna fucking happen. Like, not while I'm here. But the biggest problem I had with that house was those clients weren't like ready. Like the one where I work now is a board-in care, so it's a whole different level. They're all good. They know what they're happy to just do their thing every day and get fucking free food and free board. Like they're cool with it. They're not gonna fucking cause problems. They've been around the block enough times. They don't want to waste. They're not interested in playing games either. So as long as you treat them with respect, they'll be respectful back. Everybody wins. But these guys, we're still trying to fucking win or something like that, which was dumb.
Yeah.
But
they're like, I'm miserable. I'm going to make everyone else miserable.
Yeah, so I get some ridiculous bullshit. And then the problem was the day shift workers were lazy fucks who wouldn't do their fucking job. And so, they'd let people sleep all day.
Wow.
I was like, well, of course this asshole's up all night. You let them sleep the entire day. Like, you let them sleep for 16 fucking hours because you didn't want to deal with them. Like, are you kidding me? That used to piss me off. We had this one guy who would literally every single night try to go in and make, steaks and, try to fucking pull food out of the things they had for dinner and everything and cook his own meals in the middle of the night. And I had to, to the point where I just eventually had to just lock the fucking kitchen. We had to lock the kitchen door. We had to put a lock on the kitchen door so that he couldn't go in there anymore because it was just that bad.
Wow.
And it took forever to get him thrown out. He even antagonized one of the guys that was very cool guy. He never fucked with anybody. He just minded his own business. He's very quiet, very stay away from everybody kind of guy. Always cooperative with staff. He managed to antagonize this guy to the point where the guy fucking just started punching him. And we were all like, I don't condone it, but if this dude was punching him, he probably fucking deserved it.
Yeah. You just have no sympathy. You're going to get when you act like a fucking asshole.
Well, we have to kick the guy out.
Nah.
Licensing, it's required. As soon as they get violent, they have to leave the program. We don't tolerate. There's a zero tolerance on violence because we're not a locked facility and we don't do restraints and we don't do takedowns.
Yeah.
So there's no way for us to control the violence legally, nor would I even try because I'm not trained to and I'm not going to fucking throw myself on the fucking sword. No, thank you. I get
didn't Hearth work at one where he had to actually take them down?
Huh?
Didn't Engelharth work at one where they had to actually take people down?
Yeah, he worked at Kaiser, which is a local hospital. Well, there's Kaisers everywhere, I'm sure. But he worked in their ward where he was taking in emergency cases. So if somebody in our program were having a meltdown or some other sort of issue, we would send them over to where he was working and he would have to deal with them at that point when they were already all fucked up and having a lot of problems.
God damn. That sounds fun.
Hey, that's the job I would never take, but I'm glad somebody did.
Right.
Which is, it's one of those things where it's I'd never do that job. That's crazy. But if you want to do that job, sir, I appreciate you. I wouldn't be surprised if he probably knew some of the people by name that I know. Because they were, repeat offenders.
All right.
Because, there were certain people that we would get in the program where we're oh, it's Johnny Boy again. Well, he's going to do great for a week and a half, and then he's going to run away in the middle of the night. We'll never see him again. And then, sure enough, he does great for a week and a half till they're not watching him anymore. And then, a week and a half in, he fucking just books it in the middle of the night. We never see him again. What is it? There was one where they tried to claim this lady got out and I didn't know, which was bullshit because I fucking went every single night and checked every single fucking bed.
Right.
You know, and there was a person in that bed when I fucking went, because it was, we're up there all night. We didn't do room checks on an hourly basis there. I think they wanted to try to make it that way. But it was one of those things where it's like, I'm not going to go fucking wake people up 8 times a night. Like, this is not going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't a locked facility. I'm not a guard. I'm not a prison guard. I can't do anything if they leave anyway. Like, if they just walk out the door, I can't physically stop them.
Right.
It's one of the things they would talk about when they were doing, like, suicide training, was if you believe somebody's going to hurt themselves, you should try to stop them from leaving. I'm like, fuck you.
Right.
I'm not going to go to jail and lose my job
In
for
that state of
fucking
mind.
losing, like, crossing the line of I'm not trained to do takedowns or restraints, and I'm not going to just do them for funsies because I think this guy might be suicidal. Nah.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts, dude.
You pay me minimum wage. I'm not ruining the rest of my fucking life for minimum wage. Whether or not this dude's life is at stake doesn't matter to me. I don't care. I'm not going to pretend to.
Right, right.
You know, if it's my friend or a family member, hey, I'm gonna go however far I got to help protect them. But just some stranger that I'm getting paid to, you know, make sure, you know, if he needs some aspirin in the middle of the night, I'm there to hand it out. You know, like.
Right.
Of course, then again, that's the same company where the lady got stabbed to death. So they thought, what could possibly go wrong with making an emergency shelter where people can just come in without any background checks of any kind, knowing that they have severe mental health issues?
What the fuck, man? Yeah.
It's like,
Possibly
wow,
go
how
wrong.
could that possibly have gone wrong? I don't understand.
It's only the overwhelmingly most likely thing, but let's see how it goes. Yeah, that's fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah. Oh, did I send you the picture of the ghosts in VR chat?
Yeah.
Like, I was
Pointy-headed
just bored. I don't usually go to public rooms anymore. Like, I just hang out only with the karaoke group that I hang out with. But I was just kind of bored, and so I went in and on and just checked out some random stuff because it was Christmas night, and I'm like, oh, you know, I'm sure it'll be fun and interesting on Christmas night. Well, I was not wrong.
Right.
There was a lot of fucking clan members. It was real fucking weird. And they were all being, like, dumb racist. Like, clearly they're not racist. They're just, you know, making dumb racist jokes. They're, like, mocking how stupid racists are.
Right.
But they certainly were flinging that N-word with reckless abandon. And I'm just like, I'm gonna stay out of this. So I left shortly thereafter because I was just like, I just don't want to be involved in any of this anywhere. Just in case of.
Right.
Oh shit! Did you watch? Okay, I don't know if you ever played Dungeons and Dragons or if you have any experience with that at all.
Not really. No.
Everything is made up, and it, you know, it's like you have the who would win, Iron Man versus Spider-Man. It's like making up stories like that, but there's rules so that nobody ends up fighting about it, but people still fight anyway.
Right. Right.
But
Right.
you know, it eliminates like 90% of the fights. This guy does skits that are like jokes about Dungeons and Dragons, and he did one where like the player had a character that was 3 kobolds in a trench coat pretending to be something else. Kobolds being like smaller and dumber than goblins. So
Right.
3 of those stacked up in a trench coat pretending to be something else. And the comment section was fucking bizarre. The number of people who were like, no, you can't surprise your DM with that. You have to tell them in advance, was sad. It was just like so sad because it's like, clearly he just made a joke. Like, nobody's saying you should do this or that it's like acceptable. because like the Dungeons and Dragons DM is the guy that runs everything. So like, when you start a game, there will be a session 0 where you haven't started the actual game, but
Alright.
you lay down any sort of rules. For instance, like, I love Dungeons and Dragons, and there's a lot of people that like Dungeons and Dragons that like including weird sex shit with it. I don't want sex involved in my Dungeons and Dragons. I don't want to fucking roleplay sex or romance. Any more than like fade to black. You know what I mean? Like they start making out, fade to black. That's as far as I'm good. Like characters, it's fun having character interactions and like your characters become friends with each other and stuff like that. And some romances do occur between characters, and it's kind of organic and entertaining, and it's cute. But like I'm just not there for like the sex shit, the weird sex shit. But there are people that are. But in a session 0, you would lay down the rules and say like we're either going to have sex or there's not going to have sex. So you know what you're in for.
Gotcha.
And any sort of like if some people are like no SA, no sexual assault, no, because there's a lot of I mean look at like the movies in the 80s and the 90s. There's a lot of like this person got raped, so now you got to go murder a bunch of people. Like movies. A lot of movies where rape was like the central like trauma for whoever. So a lot of people will rule that out because they're like maybe they've had some experiences that were not so great, or maybe they are a victim of rape and they just don't want to include that in their Dungeons and Dragons game and start working on their mental health issues right there with everybody, while pretending to be Legolas. It might be awkward. But it just blew my mind that all these people were like, because you would definitely have to tell the DM all the details about your character before the game. That's just how that works. Like you all sit down together and make the characters together anyway. But it was just one of those things where it was like, did none of these people understand what a joke is? Like this is clearly a joke. It's not real. It never happened. Right. Nobody's saying it should. It's a fucking joke. It's like get over it, dummy. It's a joke. It was just scary. Like the number of people who was like mad about it. I was like, Jesus Christ! Did you do nothing else in your life?
Fucking relax. Yeah. Taking shit way too fucking serious.
Like I saw the ghosts in VR chat. I could have spent 10 or 15 minutes carefully filing a report on each one of them to try to get them banned from the game. Or get the avatars banned or something. But no, because I'm just not my fucking. That's none of my business. I'm not a fucking loser. I have better shit to do with my time. I could be taking a piss. I could be like, fucking doing some dishes or something.
Almost anything else. Yeah.
Thought that was fun. Oh, that was the other sad one that I put up there, was the guy with where he's talking about his biggest flex, and he shows like his whole gaming setup, and then his room full of like stuff for his gaming hobby. And then at the end he's like, and I have all that, and I have a wife. And it was just like so sad. It wasn't even like, I don't care. Like, I mean, it's nice. The stuff looked nice. I'm like, congratulations, you worked hard. Cool for you. But like, it's got to be kind of sad that you need like reinforcement from the internet over like when you have all this cool shit and you're supposedly like you're married. Like you need the internet to fucking tell you how cool you are, because it seems kind of sad, bro. Like,
yeah. I got all this and I get pussy. Yeah, I'm fucking awesome.
Yeah, it seemed like it was one of those things where he was like rubbing it in people's faces as opposed to just being like, dude, this is awesome. Isn't this awesome? I got this cool shit. Because I don't mind if people are just posting like cool shit they got that I'll never have. Like I'm not jealous over it. Like if I had the money he used to build all that gaming setup, I would use that money for totally different shit. So like, I'm not at all jealous of what he has. If he was showing off a really cool van, I might be a little jealous. Like a van that's all organized and he can go camping out in the van. I'd be like, oh, you son of a bitch, I want that so much. But I wouldn't be like mad at him for showing. I wouldn't be like, oh, you know. I just thought it was kind of sad because it seemed like he really needed to get that ego boost. But he's already really successful and he's married and like he's in a good place in life. Just seemed a shame.
Yeah, good for that guy.
You
It's kind of weird.
Kind of hope he figures it out, you know, because it sucks to feel like you need other people to fill that void. Oh, you said Styx and his wife are going through a separation.
Maybe there's something going on because one of the streams, he does a live stream usually early. I think it's later now that he's back in the U.S. But like somebody had said something about his family, just kind of in general, and he's like, say anything family personal life. And then someone later on did a super chat. They're like, "Hey, you're not wearing a wedding ring," something like that, and he basically said it again, like, "I'm not going to talk about my personal life." So yeah, I get the feeling that something's going on.
Well, I mean, if the wedding ring is gone, I think that's a pretty strong indication that he and his wife have separated for some reason in some way. Yeah.
Yeah, most likely.
What? I respect the, like, I'm not going to talk about my personal life. You know, like, hey, this is none of your guys' business. Yeah. I'm not here being the representative of married guys. Like Steven Crowder's relationship became everybody's business because he was constantly bringing it up and talking about how his relationship was perfect and religiously perfect in every way and all this other horse shit that he was selling with his show was also that he was the perfect man and the perfect husband and he had the perfect wife and he's living the fucking like Brady show, or not the Brady show, the Leave It to Beaver show, you know, like he's living that life. That was half of what he was selling. So yeah, of course his marriage is everyone's business because he was lying about everything.
Yeah, he was fucking making it everyone's business by bullshitting. Yeah.
But Styx, on the other hand, it's never been...
Yeah,
he's never claimed the moral high ground for any reason. Unless it's like, yeah, I claim the moral high ground. This is a pedophile. I think he's disgusting. You know, like that kind of stuff where it's like, you know, anybody can because all you have to do is not be that. You know, like not be a murderer or not be a pedo or something. Oh, I'm pretty sure I saw that Shane Gillis live special a while ago.
Yeah, it's been out for a while. God damn, it's so fucking good.
I was seeing, like, for some reason, a lot of comedy specials, like, popped up in my feed. And I'm pretty sure that was one of them that I watched. Because I was like, oh, hey, it's that guy from that channel that puts out, like, all the funny skits.
Yeah. So I just thought, I thought you had, but I just, like, whenever I don't know, I post it anyway. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy. You know, I either watch it or I don't. No worries. Same with what I post. You either watch it or you don't. No worries.
Indeed.
One of the Babylon Bee guys got arrested for the fucking January 6th shit. I don't know exactly what's going on with it. I couldn't watch the whole thing.
Yeah, I only watched a little bit of it.
They started getting the weird religious shit, and I was like, I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, it was a bit odd.
Like I'm conservative in the respect of like I want us to close the borders. We should deport all the illegal aliens claiming to be what do they call it? Refugees. They're wanting refugee status. We should just deport them all. None of them are refugees. Unless they come from Mexico, they're not refugees. So, and there's no refugees from Mexico because Mexico's not that bad. So it's like there should not be any refugees coming to the U.S. at all, period. Unless it's from countries that are contiguous along our borders. Because Canada and Mexico are both perfectly safe countries. You know, so if anybody's coming through them, like they're no longer refugees. You're only a refugee if you stay in the first safe place. You know, geographically closest to where you started.
Up there, yeah.
You know, you can't go like 4 countries over because that other country's better. You stop at the first safe country. That's how long you're a refugee. After that, you're not a refugee anymore. We have to have laws about that because otherwise everybody's a refugee to go to whatever the richest nation is. Which is what's going on now. Like the West, you know, in Europe and in the U.S., they're just just fucking invading. And one of the things is a lot of people don't understand that that's the biggest part of why our wages are going down. It's because you have all these illegal aliens that are in the country who are like willing to do whatever it takes to get like, you know, like their standards are so low as to what they'll take for a job, and they're happy to live like 20 people in a 1-bedroom apartment kind of thing. It's like, you know, because it's better than what they were doing, and I get that, and I feel bad for them. Like I don't, you know, I don't begrudge what they want. I just don't think they should get to take it at my cost, at my expense. And the expense of everyone else in my country. Like, why should we all have to be in abject poverty so that these assholes can come live the high life off of our money? Most of them aren't even contributing. Most of them don't even want to work. Like, they're getting free houses, free cars. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous. I think all the government officials involved should go to jail. I think these people should all fucking just be executed or kicked out of the country, depending on like what crimes they've committed while they're here. Because, you know, a lot of these people come in and like they rape and murder, so like I think those people should just be executed like out of hand, and then you deploy any haven't violated our laws in any major way.
Yeah, any violent crime for sure, but yeah, pretty much any crime committed. Yeah, you should get kick the fuck out. Yep. If you can't even do that before you're a fucking citizen, you can't fucking act right. Fuck you. You're gone.
Yeah, it's pretty easy not to go to prison.
Yeah,
A lot of people want to play the game of but it's really easy to just be in the wrong place. No, it's not. Yeah. Everybody knows where the wrong place is. Everybody knows what the wrong time is. Even the kid who fucking got a ride with the people that fucking came to a sliding halt in front of our house and then ran out of the car because the popo was chasing him. Even those idiots, like, even that guy was like, I fucking knew I shouldn't have taken a ride from these assholes. Like, he knew they were stupid people doing stupid shit, and he shouldn't have been in the car. But he was there, so he was like, fuck, what do I do now? You know?
Yeah, maybe this ride won't. What happened?
Yep. And I think I gave him pretty decent advice, too. I said, you know, you're going to get arrested. Cops are going to rough you up. Because all their fucking adrenaline's going to be pumping from the car chase. They're going to be out their fucking minds. Just cooperate, do exactly what you're told, and then just reiterate your story. You know, just stick with your story. Don't change it. Don't. They're going to try to make you tired. They're going to question you for hours. Stick with your story. Ask for an attorney. You know, like don't fucking no. Don't admit to anything. Don't sign anything. You know.
Yeah, all the usual bullshit.
Well, and, I never heard back from that dude specifically. Though it would have been cool if he came back after he got out and was like, yeah, they fucking let me go. You were right. But my dad was reading in the paper, like a couple days later, they put the story in. And he was released without any charges. They just couldn't charge him with anything because they were like, it wasn't his car.
Right.
They couldn't, because the other two had fled. Their stories are immaterial. It don't matter what they have to say. So they couldn't pin him with anything because he could just say, it's not my car, not my stuff. Because he didn't run. Yeah, that's all it takes, you know, so. Yeah. I had to let him go after like 5 or 6 hours of questioning. I hope he found a better ride back to San Francisco that day. Sure.
Right. Yeah, or just walked. He's like, fuck it, I'm not getting in any car. Fuck that.
Yeah, it was an illegal gun in the car and some drugs. So, I mean, had he been busted, it would have not ended well for him at all.
God damn.
So.
Did he like say if he actually knew the people or just a random ride?
He
Or do you not
kind
know?
of knew them. They weren't like his friends or anything. It was like they're people that he's known for a while, and he was like he needed to come down here for
Yeah,
something to do for some reason or another. It's been a long time. But there was some reason he needed to come
yeah.
down, and they were the
All right.
only chance he had for a ride that day. And
Gotcha.
there really isn't a good way to get from San Francisco to my town very easily via like bus
Right,
or
right.
train or anything. There's like you have to take a lot of different steps and switch back and forth between a lot of different things, and the timing is kind of a real pain in the ass. So like
Gotcha.
you probably get down here around like 10 or 11, and then you'd have to leave again at like 2. So you wouldn't have very long to do whatever it was you had to do. Plus you'd have to get around the city itself, to wherever whatever it was you were doing to get wherever there that is. So it wouldn't have been worth it. I can see why he took the ride because it was probably saved him like 4 or 5 hours of bullshit. So I
It
think
was a necessary gamble.
yeah, I think like you have to take you take a boat across the bay. Then you can take buses and subways another few miles, and then you got to get like on specific kinds of buses to get further. Yeah,
A lot of transferring going on.
yeah, because there's all these little towns, there's all these little cities between San Francisco and here. There's just a ton of them. It's like an hour, and there's like 10. So you're going from city to city, so it's all county buses, but the county buses don't go. Like there's no county bus from San Francisco all the way here, so it just really wouldn't be worth it. Like I remember my other friend went to Sacramento because he went to Davis. I think the city is actually Davis, but it's up by Sacramento. And he'd always take like a bus to a train, and then take a train to this town, and then take another bus from there to get into like the main part of town because the train only came to the very edge of town. Now we have a train that goes all the way through, which is kind of nice. But at the time, it was a real pain in the butt. Now I think it would be way simpler just to get on the train and ride that the whole way. They make us stop at the train crossings a lot for that.
Gotcha.
Oh man,
Back
I
then,
am
it was.
pissed at Overwatch now.
Yeah, what'd they do now?
They fucking deranked me 2 ranks. But here's the thing. Like, none of the games I lost had anything to do with my playing. You know? Like,
Oh,
I'd say an average of like, say if you were to take like 10 games that I play, 3 of those games are going to have people leaving in the beginning of the game. So, and no, there's no backfill in comp. So if you're playing in competitive, they don't backfill if somebody leaves your team. There's nobody else gets put on your team because it wouldn't be fair to them. You know what I mean? Like they're suddenly in the middle of a match and they're going to lose points if you lose it or win points if you win. Like that's a rough place to be. So 3 out of those 10 games, I'm going to lose just because somebody leaves on my team. 3 other games, sometimes 4, I'm going to deal with people trolling on my team who get mad for some unknown reason and just try to make it so that we can't win. They just try to screw over their own team, which is not hard to do.
yeah. It happens a lot more than you think.
Well, I mean, all they got to do is just let themselves die and feed the other team's ult charge and not kill the other team. But they'll also do that, and then they'll pick characters that can, like, put walls between. So, like, they'll, like, wall off the tank from the healers so the healers can't heal the tank and the tank dies real fast. Like, it's very clearly intentional, like, stuff like that. So, like, that'll be, like, so 6 out of the games I've lost already, nothing I can do about it. Like, I can't control any of it.
No fault of your own.
And then the other 4, it's like one of them's got a hacker in it at least But the other 3, I might get to actually play, and then maybe I win, maybe I lose. Like depending on the skill level of the 2 teams. And all these people who are like, no, matchmaking's the best it's ever been, and it's like, fucking for who?
Right. For what? For griefers? Yeah, okay.
For shitty people that screw everyone over, because like, we're mid-season. You would think that the really bad people would have already gotten banned by now, but apparently fucking not,
Can you report people? I assume you can. Can you report people for?
Oh yeah,
Does anything actually happen?
I only report griefing if it's in competitive, because I just don't care about it in QP, because it's quick play. There's no, you're not losing a rank or anything. There's no stakes. So you're just playing for the fun of it. So if somebody wants to be, it's more charming and funny in QP. Because, like, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you win or you lose, fucking whatever, you're supposed to have fun. So if somebody's doing that, I'll just do other shit and be silly and fucking whatever. But I will report them in comp, because it's really rude. But then the only thing I'll report other than that is people that hack. Like, I'm not going to report people, because you can report for, like, names and for, like, things that they say in chat and griefing and boosting and all sorts of other shit. And it's like, no. If somebody's cheating or if they're griefing,
fuck you.
I'll report them. Otherwise, I'm staying. It's none of my business, and I don't care. But even then, almost every time I turn on the game, I'm getting a message that says like somebody got banned from a report. So it's not like I'm making this shit up. Like, it's not like I'm fucking insane. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so, it's just weird. I have had another team get mad because they wouldn't quit. It was like me and one other guy were left. 3 of the people on our team had already quit out in comp. And that was before the first round even got like really underway. Like, because usually there's 2 rounds. Like you take attack, they take attack. Each team gets to attack and defend once each. And
right.
So that it's fair, and then you just however many, whoever has the most points at the end wins, depending on how many checkpoints they manage to get.
Gotcha.
And so it was their turn to defend and our turn to attack, but it was just me and one other guy and 5 of them. So we were like, emo party at the beach, like we're not going to try to win, like we're not going to waste your time, but we're not going to get the penalty for leaving early. Like, I'm not going to get the penalty for quitting the game and have to like potentially like get banned for a little while. Lose 20 minutes before I can start matchmaking again or whatever, because like it happens so often. I'm not, if it was just once in a season, it'd be like, all right, whatever, I'll leave the game, no big deal. I get it, you guys don't want to wait. You waited 5 minutes, 10 minutes to get a match in the first place, and then it sucked. I understand you wanted to, get some of that time recouped, but yeah, usually I just refuse to leave because I don't want to get the penalty.
Yeah, you don't want to get that penalty, yeah. I hear you.
But they were super mad, and they just kept killing us. And they were yelling at us in chat for, like with the typing.
Good.
Sup, Samaj.
Hey, what's happening?
Oh.
Not a lot.
How's your guys' Christmas been?
Oh, Christmas is good for me.
Yeah, it's fine.
Did you hear about the Santa that they saw in the sky?
No, I did not.
I came in here just so I could spout my conspiracy theory. Yeah. Which isn't really much of a theory at this point. It's kind of proven now. Have I ever told you guys about Project Bluebeam?
No, I do not believe.
I know Project Blue Book. Is there anything like Project Blue Book?
No. Project Bluebeam is essentially a series of laser tests and all that to go into the blue sky, because blue is the main color that everyone sees when they look to the sky. Even at nighttime, it's a darker shades of blue and all that stuff. So it creates special lasers that work within the blue sky. And as a result, what you can do is you can project images into the sky. And you can do so with very, very good accuracy. And so, for a brief time, and people were able to witness this and see it for themselves, but for a very brief time, on December 24th at like midnight in different parts of the world, from Chicago to Thailand to Japan to all this stuff, an actual cartoonish little animation of Santa Claus was seen into the sky.
Oh wow!
And people were filming at different. It was all around the same time. So quite literally, Santa Claus traveled across the entire world within a matter of because they posted, people posting videos and all that kind of stuff. It all happened at the exact same time that you could see the Santa Claus going all around the world. And Project Bluebeam is the idea. They're projecting these lasers and stuff. It was literally a test. It was like up there for a brief second in different parts of the world, but it's at the same time. We all saw the exact same Santa Claus. And it was, so they were just portraying that through lasers. I don't know, from like satellites or from wherever. I don't know how it works, but they've been working on this technology
Maybe
since.
It was the real Santa Claus.
I don't know if a real Santa would be a cartoon. I'm going to tell you right now. But I saw the video.
With you. Obviously, I don't think it's a real Santa Claus. Yeah. I just thought that was like, you got to throw that out there.
No problem. But yeah, the theory is, because people who were like whistleblowers and stuff warning people about Project Bluebeam, said that the different world governments are going to use it for one of two things: to either portray the second coming of Christ, like a Messiah, if society is more religious oriented, but if they're more atheistic and secular, then it's going to be UFOs. We've already been prepped for UFOs because of all the alien hearings and all the other kind of shit that's going on there. And so, and we're all like, a lot of it just sounds fake as fuck, dude. But the various different government bodies are talking about it. And now we see the Santa Claus flying around the sky. It's like, I think they're getting ready for Project Bluebeam. And so don't be surprised if you hear more about aliens in the future.
Oh, the cartoon fucking...
The Santa was a test.
Yeah.
Yeah, Santa was just a test.
Cartoon little saucers and shit.
Yeah. So, Hollywood's already done a lot of the work for them. So, but yeah, no, do not be surprised if you hear about UFOs. Let it be known, Samaj, the conspiracy theorist, the tinfoil hat wearer, said it was Project Bluebeam. Of course, granted, I heard about it from Alex Jones, but so. But yeah, I saw it on X. I saw the videos, the collection, and the videos have like little timestamps and stuff on it, or when it was recorded. So it's like, yeah, all around the world.
Nice.
No.
I wonder what they're gonna get out of it. Like,
mass hysteria. They're hoping to scare people and to also surrender their rights. Like coronavirus was just that. I mean, people were so scared that you willingly surrendered a lot of your rights over to the government, like the right of the freedom of movement, that kind of stuff, just for some security. Okay, well, it's not going to work this time around if they try to do the virus stuff again. So now they're going to test out this new one with Project Bluebeam with UFOs. If an intergalactic threat is coming over to get you, well then, how much of your freedom are you going to give to the government to try to save you? They're hoping a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, but I know better. I'm not gonna trust no fucking government. No fucking way.
I will believe in aliens when I'm touching an alien.
I mean, there you go.
I think that's a fairly reasonable statement.
Yeah.
When I'm physically touching an alien, I'll believe in it.
When they're probing my asshole, I will believe in aliens.
Yeah, I've always wondered why they're the anal probes. Like, are they collecting farts?
Oh my god.
What would be the?
I actually wonder where that is very odd.
No, that was just sort of to say, you secretly just went out and had gay sex. You made up the alien story so people wouldn't call you gay.
I ain't no queer, man. I was like, probe my butt. That's all.
It was the aliens. It was the aliens. I'm not queer. Nah, you're just gay. Nah, bro, you're gay. You're gay. But anyway, yeah, I thought I'd pop in there and talk about the little Santa thing there. That thing has been bothering me for a while. Because I think about it.
I wonder if there's any
Jesus
good
Christ.
pictures.
I'll see. It was on X where I found the collection. See if I can find any more. But yeah, the fucking Santa was real. Fucking test. I bet that they thought, well, we'll make it Santa so that way people do see it. They'll think it's just a projection or something. Okay, all right.
So is their kind of their dry
So,
run
like
to see how well it works?
Yeah, they thought they could make it work. But anyway, yeah, I just thought I'd pop in and say
So
hi.
is this what
See
you're
how,
talking about? Like the little video I dropped there?
where did you drop it?
To the general. It's just like an 8-second clip. It's not like
Sorry, I had to scroll down.
oh, never mind, you can't play it. Never mind. Fuck that. Alright, you dropped in to say that and run away, I'm guessing is what you're trying to say, right?
Well, I'm trying to say it, but then you posted something here. Oh, god damn it! Well, I can't see it, but I'm assuming it is. Also, TikTok. You use TikTok?
Yeah, I didn't realize where it was. I just did a quick Google search to see if I could find some video clip or images.
Fair enough.
And
Although the
that's
funny,
top one.
well, and the funny thing is, even though it's run by the Chinese party and all that kind of stuff, they actually don't monitor a lot of stuff on there. Only the stuff that they want to push. Everything else they don't really care about. So you could actually publish a lot on TikTok and get away with it. That's kind of how a lot of people found out certain information, like when the government was essentially ordering farmers to destroy crops. A lot of people thought,
Yeah.
why would they do that? And then you find out, oh yeah, they totally did that. Okay.
Yeah, food prices are going through the roof, and they're like, farmers were destroying crops a year ago, and everybody's like, why is this happening?
And no one believed them. They said, why would the government tell you to do that? It's like, well, they're trying to create scarcity in the food market, so that way they can have a number of things. But anyway, yeah, I wanted to pop in here, say hi, and then I'll head back over to the gaming thing because I think he's going to end the stream, so I got to be there to say my rabbles.
Right on,
All right,
right
so-
on.
Yeah.
We'll say hey.
Well, thanks for stopping by, man.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, if
You know he's going
if
to
you look at
masturbate.
yeah, definitely going to masturbate. But the clip I put in, you can kind of get an idea of what he's talking about there. It's like a few seconds.
All right. Check it out.
It's kind of blurry, from a distance, but it's very distinctly a man on a rain, like out of a cartoon or a movie. Like the imagery is definitely from like fucking Hollywood.
All right. Check it out. It's spelled claws with an E. All right.
Well, when you do a quick Google search, you don't find the most quality things.
All right. Oh wow.
Like, you look at it and you're like, well, obviously that's not real.
Yeah.
Because you know instinctively that, reindeer and fat men in sleighs can't actually fly. And that, especially flying at, like, the heights that they're showing them there, be not a whole lot of air to breathe, and it'd be a lot of freezing to death.
Yeah, the whole concept's pretty fucking silly.
Yep. Oh man, I tried Chick-fil-A's breakfast for the first time today. Holy shit, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I have. Dude, yeah. There's a Chick-fil-A here, but it's about as far away from where I live as possible. Like I live way on the northern town, and the fucking Chick-fil-A is way on the. I'm like northeast,
Their
northwest.
breakfast burrito is good but dry. Like you're gonna want the
Mm,
salsa on it, or you're gonna want some sort of sauce to add to it. But
gotcha.
the breakfast biscuit with the chicken and cheese and egg on like a biscuit that they make, it's super like an actual biscuit, like an actual buttermilk biscuit, like almost like a
Nice.
homemade style. It's so good. It was amazing. It was like, oh yeah, if ever I wanted like a hot breakfast ever again, I would definitely go through their drive-through and order me like a chicken biscuit and like some orange juice or coffee or whatever you want. Maybe some hash brown nuggies or something. I didn't do the hash browns because like hash browns are the same everywhere, and I'm not really a big fan of. Like I'd rather just have another biscuit than I'd have hash browns. Like why not get something good?
Yeah, everything else is pretty good there, so it's not surprising.
But definitely superior to any other breakfast from any other fast food place that I've been to. I was surprised.
Nice.
Although I would say that like Jack in the Box does a better breakfast burrito. And I would assume Taco Bell does, but I've never gone to Taco Bell since they first started putting out breakfast, and they were awful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't remember Taco Bell breakfast. Yeah, I don't know. I like the they're called biscuits, but yeah, I know what you mean. As far it's closer to a like a roll or something. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but yeah, their stuff's actually not bad. Like their biscuit sandwiches and stuff, they're actually not terrible.
Yeah. I know that like my favorite breakfast right now. Well, now it's the Chick-fil-A, but prior to that was the breakfast combo biscuit. I think it was where at Burger King where it'd be on a buttermilk biscuit with sausage, egg, cheese, and bacon.
Oh
and it's
yeah,
like you get
yeah.
one of those,
I really
you
like
get the little hash brown nuggies and a little orange juice, and you're good to go.
Yeah, I always like the croissant sandwiches or whatever.
That was always a thing you could do as this, also. Like that was good too. I just like the biscuits better, but like once in a while I get the croissant sandwich because it was also pretty darn good. Like it was certainly nothing that you would be disappointed in. Like you're not going to regret it.
Yeah, indeed.
And then the only thing McDonald's ever had that I thought was decent. I don't know if they still do it because I haven't eaten McDonald's in so long. So I got so many times I've gotten raw food from them. Was they would do like an English muffin with sausage and egg and cheese, the Egg McMuffin, and that was always pretty good.
Oh right.
You little sausage or bacon, and then you get your egg and your cheese, and it's on like an actual English muffin, like from the same company that makes English muffins, I think. Because it was always the same exact texture and flavor as like a one you got from the grocery store. And I always thought that was actually pretty decent. I never much cared for any of the other stuff that McDonald's sold, except for I forget if it was them or Burger King. I think it might have been McDonald's that did the 39-cent cheeseburger or the 49-cent cheeseburger and the 39-cent hamburger for a while.
Yeah, it sounds like McDonald's.
Yeah, for a while you literally could go spend like $5 and get like 5 or like a 10-pack of like cheeseburgers or burgers.
Yeah,
and it was ridiculous amount of food for $5. And I remember that only because me and my friends were poor kids that were just out of high school. And we would go over to my buddy's place. He had his own place where he was renting and living in like a like a condo kind of thing, or not a condo.
Right.
It's not like a full house. It's like where there's like two houses connected.
Like a duplex.
But when it's like a whole bunch of them together, there's another term for it.
multiplex. Man,
Yeah, I don't
I have
know.
no
There
idea.
was another term for the house. It wasn't a duplex. But it was a cheap place to rent, and we would go over and do Dungeons and Dragons at this guy's place, and then we would scrape together enough change and stuff so that we'd have like $5 or $10 and go get like 10 or 20 of these little fucking cheeseburgers and hamburgers and just have a feast for very little amount of money. Because then we could also get like some chips at the store and maybe a big 2-liter of soda. So that we'd all have like a bunch of these fucking little burgers for the whole. Because we'd play for hours and hours. So it's not like you'd play from like lunchtime to dinner time and then eat 2 meals over the course because you were playing a lot.
Gotcha.
Or
Nice
we'd
little
order
snack
like
for
the cheapest pizza possible, one or the other.
Yeah, I remember having to eat at Eats a Pizza, like a it was like a pizza buffet place, basically. Like the pizza wasn't great, obviously, but it was like $3. It was like $3 or $4, and all you could eat.
Nice.
And I was fucking poor as fucking. I think it was like the first time I had moved out, so I had no money, no fucking job or anything.
Oh no.
So yeah, I'd go like sometime usually like early afternoon, and then hope that was enough to fucking feed me for the day.
Yep. Oh yeah, I've been there. Like what is one of the other things? I'm trying to think. There was. Oh, Taco Bell used to have those. They used to be really cheap. The big meal deals that they had, where it was like.
Oh yeah.
You would give them like $15 and you would get a Mexican pizza, a nachos bel grande, and then 10 soft tacos, 10 crunchy tacos, or 10 bean burritos, or any variation of 10 of those 3 things. So you could get like 4 soft tacos, 3 crunchy tacos, 3 bean burritos, whatever, as long as it came to 10. And it was like $15, $16 for that. That was another one of those things we would order too. It's like as a really cheap thing you could get together with a bunch of people. Because like 10 bean burritos and a nachos bel grande and a fucking Mexican pizza between like 4 or 5 guys, that's a lot of fucking food. Like that's definitely enough for a meal. Everybody's gonna have enough to eat.
Indeed.
Tacos may not be enough, but with bean burritos, it's definitely enough. Because they used to get the big old bean burritos for like 50 cents.
Yeah. It's definitely a lot bigger than a taco.
Yeah,
more filling.
And people are. It amazes me, like it's so ingrained in us, like that. Just inflation is totally normal and okay. That people don't realize until they've lived through that period of time how not okay it really is.
Yeah.
Like how am I supposed to be able to retire onto anything, Social Security, whatever? When I first started working, like 50 cents was enough to get you a bean burrito big enough that was enough for a meal. Like you might not be as full as you wanted to be, but like that'd keep you going from enough. Like if you had that for lunch, that would keep you going till dinner. You'd be all right till dinner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like when I was making money, that's 50 cents went that far, and so the money that I made then it went a lot further. Now suddenly, like, what is it, $3 or $4 for a bean burrito? And it's not even that big.
Yeah, I haven't eaten them forever. Yeah, well, dude, just
smaller.
The Burger King, like a double cheeseburger, not that long ago was like $1.99. Like just a couple of years ago. Maybe not even that long. But it went up fucking crazy fast, and now it's like $2.99 for each one.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. So just the regular bean burrito is $2.19. So it's 4 times what it used to cost. And it's probably half the size it used to be. Because it's only 350 calories. It used to be like 500.
Yeah. It's changed fucking dramatically, dude.
Oh, it looks like you can get a cheesy bean and rice burrito for $1 that's 420 calories. That'd feed you. That'd be a lunch right there. That's not too bad. I mean, it's probably, you don't want to eat that every day. It's going to get real fucking old real fucking fast. But, like, if you had, like, $3, you could get, like, a little, pack of chips and a little nacho cheese and your cheesy bean and rice burrito and drink some water. And that'd be a pretty reasonably sized meal, lunch, breakfast, or dinner. I also like that it's the perfect stoner number, 420 calories.
Nice.
Right? Yeah. Oh, now I kind of want Taco Bell.
I want a double cheeseburger from Burger King. I actually like Burger King, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, Taco Bell has new items. They got nacho fries, where it's like, it looks like just regular French fries, but with some sort of seasoning on them. Never heard of that. And then they do
it's nacho.
There's like 4 different kinds of grilled cheese nacho fries, where it looks like they put nacho fries in like a Mexican pizza box with a little piece of, baker's paper. Put a bunch of cheese on it and melt it under the grill. And then there's like other toppings included. Some of them, like, it looks like some have jalapenos and other shit added in, like hot sauce and shit. Never heard of that before. Not gonna order it now. Damn it, I might. Oh, you can get it with or without beef, and then you can add it with, like, steak or with chicken, and, like, you can add jalapenos to it. That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Seems kind of like Irish nachos, but not quite, because it's not chips, it's the French fries.
Yeah, they did like you got like the Filiberto's restaurants there, yeah? The Mexican
Wait, what
food?
kind of restaurants?
Filiberto's? Or there's some kind of, it's usually at Berto somewhere. Oh, shit, okay. Never mind then. But yeah, they make like, I forget what it's called, but basically it'll be like French fries with a fucking bunch of shit on top of it, like a lot of fries. Like, it's enough for like 2 people easily. But yeah, it'll be like either fuck, what do they put on it? Yeah, I think it's like, it'll be like beans and then like some beef, like the carne asada type beef, and then like, guacamole, sour cream, that kind of shit on it. That's actually pretty good.
Is it like Alberto's? Adalberto's? ADALBERTO?
Yeah, if it's got Berto's in it, that's probably one of the
like
chains.
2, 4, 6, 8. There's like 10 branches in California, but none of them are in my town. Like, they're all kind of a drive away, a pretty good drive away.
I think Filiberto's is more of a Southern California. I know they have. There's a bunch here, but there's a bunch of different ones. Like there'll be Araberto, fucking, anything with Berto in it. It's generally the same type of restaurant. Fast food, Mexican food, but pretty decent. Like, not great, but better, certainly better than Taco. I like Arizona burrito. It's basically it's kind of like carne asada meat, or close to that, and potatoes. And they put onion in it, but I don't like onion. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, that sounds pretty tasty.
But yeah, it's not bad. Like, just the carne asada burrito is decent.
Mexican food in general is going to be good because it's meat and cheese of some kind, Like, there's meat, there's cheese, and then there's beans. And all 3 of those together are always good. It's sort of like pick your platform. Is it going to be chips? Is it going to be a tortilla, a tostada shell? You know, like what chalupa, whatever fucking wild shit they've come up with recently. But it's going to be those three things: the meat, cheese, and the beans, and that you can't go wrong with you starting with that. So, you know, as long as you keep it relatively simple, you know, you're going to be all right.
Yeah, it really is the same basic shit in different forms.
Yeah, it's what makes it so good. And it's what makes it so why there's so many restaurants that serve it, because, you know, you're going to have, what, chicken, beef, and pork of some kind. And then you're going to have beans, and then you're going to have cheese, and you're going to have, you know, the various different, like, accoutrements, like salsa, chips, tortillas, and stuff like that. Yeah, a variety of tortilla sizes, and, you know, some will be crunchy tortillas, some will be soft tortillas, but, like, it's all really similar, so there's not a whole lot of, like, complication in menu, you know?
Yeah. It's true. Yeah, the place I worked when I was 16 was just a little Mexican fast food place, but actually really good. It wasn't spicy, which is weird, but all of it was really fucking good.
I find that, like, spicy is mostly an American thing. Like, as far as the food being spicy when you get it. Because, like, every place I've ever gotten Mexican food from, you have the option to make it spicy, but it doesn't come that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They usually have like spicy hot sauce or salsa or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. There's ways to add spice, but it's usually not just like ridiculously hot coming out the menu. Because, you know, you want like mole, whatever. Like mole, it's a very flavorful sauce, but it's not like super hot and spicy. It's a little bit of spice. A little bit of spice is good. But you don't need to be, everything doesn't need to be fucking habanero-ified. Like similarly, you don't need to add bacon to every fucking thing on the planet.
Indeed. Yeah, for some reason, like, chicken and rice goes together really well. Like the Spanish rice or whatever.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, like just some ground up, not ground up, but like, you know, shred up a little chicken.
If you are having the Taco Bell, I don't know if you ever eat the Taco Bell, but if you are having the Taco Bell, you get their chicken quesadilla, and you can add seasoned rice to it, and it's so good. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And if you're making
one
your
of my
own
favorite
quesadillas, make your own Spanish rice, throw a little bit of that Spanish rice with some chicken into a quesadilla. So good.
Yeah, no, I would usually get like, I would make like a tostada with just like a pretty thin layer of beans, but then put rice on top of that and chicken.
Yeah,
that was really fun.
Yeah. Sounds fucking delicious.
Kind of the same concept. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's really similar. You like you said, there's not a lot of variation in Mexican food, which is why it's so damn tasty. Because you can get pretty much anything and switch it up, and you know you're going to get a really similar flavor profile no matter what you order. Like I think like the difference between what you're making and what I'm making with the quesadilla and the tostada is just a little bit of beans and the crunch. Like the different kind of crunch with the quesadilla, because you got to get that crunchy, you know, bit on the outside. But the tostada is definitely a lot crunchier with the shell. But then that's like, you know, some people like soft tacos, some people like crunchy tacos.
Yeah, I definitely prefer the corn tortilla.
I think it depends. If I'm doing a soft taco, I prefer flour tortilla. If I'm doing a crunchy taco, I prefer the corn tortilla. But I don't have like I like both. So like I'm good with whichever.
Yeah, like most like actual Mexican, like a sit down restaurant is almost always they don't
Just
usually use
corn.
flour
Yeah.
tortillas. Yeah, they'll
It's just corn.
yeah. Yeah, like the place I worked, they would do the soft tacos, but they would just not. Yeah, you don't fry the fucking corn tortilla for as long. It's basically, well, that's the crispy ones or whatever.
I like soft
They
tacos
would
with
just
corn
make it ahead of
tortillas
time.
too. I just prefer it with flour tortillas. But like if somebody's doing a soft taco on a corn tortilla, I'm just as good. Like I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be good.
Indeed.
I like.
Yeah.
Jack in the Box does their tacos. I think those are flour tortillas that they deep fry the thing in.
No, right?
I like the Jack in the Box tacos. Those are pretty good. I would never
Yeah, they're very
for
different.
actual Mexican food, because it's Jack in the Box. But like, they're good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unlike any other fucking taco for sure, but it's still good.
Yep, because it has.
It's good
they
shit.
stuck with the formula. There's meat and there's cheese, and they were like, meat and cheese in some sort of tortilla.
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of hard to fuck it up, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. Definitely different. Dude, the place where I worked, their shredded beef was really good. And fucking fried shredded beef burritos, the fucking best, dude.
Oh, where they fry it on both sides so the outside gets kind of crispy?
Yeah, well, no, they literally fry it in the fat.
Oh, they deep fry it. They deep fry the burrito?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't they call that a chimichanga?
Well, chimichanga is with the actual sauce or something on it.
Oh, okay.
Most people call it a chimichanga, but chimichanga is generally going to have some kind of sauce on it.
Yeah, I thought it was a chimichanga once you deep fried it. I didn't realize you had to put a sauce on it.
Most people.
But I know what you're talking about,
point,
and I fucking love when they do that. We have a burrito place that does that, like down this, like not far from us. And you can get like they do a chimichanga, and it's like a burrito, but it's deep fried. Only the way they serve it is they serve it. Oh, you know what? They do serve it with a sauce on the top, like it's just a burrito sauce. It's not super spicy, just like a mild sauce from Taco Bell's level of kick, but more flavorful because it's not mild sauce from Taco Bell. But then all the cold stuff you would have in there, your sour cream, your guacamole, your lettuce, your onions, your tomatoes, they just put that all next to the burrito in a big little thing.
Yeah. Yeah, they put it on the side. Yeah.
So that you still get all that stuff
standard.
and you kind of mix it all together, and that is fucking amazing. I love that. That's so good. The only thing is, like, if you order one, they're so fucking big that like half of one is a meal. Like you're not going to eat the whole thing. You're going to eat like half of it, and then the other half of it's going to be okay when you reheat it, but not that great.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all soggy and shit, but it still tastes all right.
Like, it still tastes all right, but you don't want to waste it because you spend all this money on it. But it's like, it's so good that every once in a while you just have to, even though you're kind of wasting half of it, you're still going to buy it,
Yeah. Dude, the place where I work, dude, it's still, I have not had any better than that place.
Oh, yeah?
It's so fucking good. Yeah, it's a weird orange color. Like, whenever
you probably had the actual Mexicans cooking the food, though, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for the most part. I mean, the recipes are definitely.
That's why we go to the place where we go for the burritos there, like the local place, when we're getting the really good stuff. It's because it's all like actual Mexicans like started the restaurant, and it's all real Mexican recipes. It's not like
dude.
Americanized.
Yeah, because I like enchiladas and shit, but dude, I don't know what the fuck it is about it, but dude, nothing else I've ever had anywhere has been close to as good as the enchilada sauce at the place I worked at.
Yeah, and it's probably
and they do a lot of because you could get a burrito either fried, you could get it enchilada style, so they put like this enchilada sauce over a burrito with cheese and shit.
Nice.
God damn, their shredded beef enchiladas were fantastic.
You about
Just
to go on
'cause
a
they have
road
that
trip
great-
trying to find that restaurant, right?
Yeah, no, it's still there. It's
You
still
go on a
right
road
there.
trip and get you some fresh Mexican food from there. Drive up there tonight,
Well,
man.
it's still in the town I live in, so
Oh, you still live there? Yeah, go get you some of that food now, man. Jeez.
yeah, yeah. I'm kind of fucking yeah. God damn it, I haven't eaten in a while. God damn, I love that shit.
Well,
And they're at
we're at the end
hot
of the
sauce is
show. You
really
might as well
fucking
just,
good.
take off from here and go get you a burrito right now. Like, there's no reason.
Yeah,
Nothing holding you back.
fuck it. Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
All right.
Yeah,
I guess goodbye, everybody.
yeah.